Welcome to the Mob Jazz podcast. Please be aware that the content of this podcast is primarily social commentary and represents the personal opinions of the hosts and guests. It is not intended to be a statement of fact or an official stance on any issues discussed. This podcast is for entertainment and informational purposes only. We encourage listeners to seek out professional advice for any factual matters or decisions. Listener discretion is advised.
Yo!
Hi guys.
Guys, I learned how to make porridge this week, man.
Porridge?
Died.
That's how we're
Yeah.
starting.
Which type of porridge bush?
Yeah, brown porridge.
Brother, that requires learning. I thought
is
it's
that?
That's the
obvious.
first clap for me, though.
I thought, no,
That's crazy. That's an achievement for me.
I'm not applauding fish for
Like
swimming. That's
Bushera.
basic
What do you
life.
mean fish for sweet?
That's a basic life
You
thing.
think I was born making bushera?
You think someone taught me how to make bushera?
How did you learn how to make bushera?
It's common sense.
It's not. It's not. It's not.
Okay,
Give me
you're
bushera
being
like
different. You're
the
being
liquid porridge you drink or the hot one, the thick one.
the thick one that you have
The
like with the
pora,
spoon.
That
not
yolk of it.
the
Yeah. How do
pora,
you
not the
make it?
beverage, right?
Yeah.
Guys, it's common sense.
Funny enough, like, I think that maybe I just wasn't applying myself. Because now that I've learned, I don't understand why it took me so long to learn.
You dig. That's
Yeah.
why I'm saying
It's
common sense.
super easy to make,
It's
but
so easy.
I tried so many times, guys. I won't hold you. I tried so many times in uni, LDC. In LDC,
It
the time
doesn't
I
even
bought
need a
chip.
cooker. Like they need.
I used to take a pack of
Yeah.
that porridge to school.
It's better.
used to see
Better when
people-
it's cooked, though.
It's better when it's cooked, but do you find yourself in a situation where you
Yeah,
can't
like by the
cook?
time you've like,
Yes.
yeah, it's already
Do you
proper
put
like
any
drinking.
extras, or it's just the porridge, the sugar?
For now, I'm just enjoying just porridge, bro. Like
Yeah.
just as is. But I've been given advice on different like things I can add.
Casper, what you're talking about is like people pouring hot water in the flour.
No, you first make a paste
You first make a
Yeah.
paste.
cold water.
And yeah,
Then after you pour hot water and
Yeah.
beat it.
Yeah.
without boiling it, go.
The
Yeah,
water
that's-
is boiled.
The water is boiled. Like it's hot
The water is
I
at
think the
boiling.
temperature is
The water.
already
The water is.
ready to
Listen. The
boil
water
it.
is at 100
That
degrees
water is from
Celsius.
the fire.
As in, it's boiled. The kettle has boiled the water.
Yeah.
You literally get it off the fire.
Yeah.
Pour into that paste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to have the right measurement to determine how thick you want it.
It's about it's
Also the
about
way-
consistency.
like to make the paste. It will take that water from 100 to like 80 or something.
That's
do you
but
want
that's
your
not as
porridge at
important.
And to make
The
like,
temperature is not as
for
important.
that thing,
Let me
that
ask
the millet
For the what?
to be ready.
Yes.
Oh,
Let me
you-
ask.
nah.
Do you think?
Not
do you think millet is like chicken that you can get a
Yeah.
disease?
You're
what is
killing
it?
germs,
Like you're not killing germs.
Yeah, that's how guys have always made it. But like in
Yeah.
school,
You first
uni,
make that paste.
Yeah.
Obey it till it's like consistent. Then pour hot water and as you're pouring, you also
You're mixing.
Yo, me, each time I do that, I be having this irritating feeling here in my throat.
That means
you didn't-
something is
yeah,
off
you
about
didn't
your.
think the flour well
especially
enough.
if it has like little blocks in it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Now those blocks come if you boil it, if you overboil it when you put it back on, or you don't stir well enough. That's when it becomes
You're
chunky.
meaning when it's
No,
on the fire.
No, now
or
we were
even in the
talking
cup.
without.
Oh,
we're
there
not-
now that means
yeah.
you just didn't
Yeah,
sting
you just
it.
didn't
well.
overkill.
Yeah, but also I think the tool that you use is important for making that paste.
Right.
Because I remember in LDC, guys, I tried so many times to make porridge in LDC. It was always a
You'd
fail, no matter how consistent the thing was.
Mm.
Because I would be trying to make it in a cup. There are people who like are good at making it in a cup,
yeah.
and I'd be using a spoon.
That works.
But this week when I
You
learned,
wanted a wooden nani.
no, this week when I learned, my little sis taught me with a saucepan and a wooden
a
like
chico.
a chico.
Yeah.
Completely different, bro.
What did you call it?
A chico.
That's in which language? Interesting.
Is it like from Muiko? This thing people used to build.
Nah, this is those wooden spoons that you use for cooking.
Like a
Mingle.
mingling stick or something.
Yeah, similar. Anyways, the consistency is different when you use that thing. I don't know, like I think those are the proper tools.
Yeah, I won't lie, but cup and spoon.
Cup and spoon
That
is
thing
hard,
is hard.
Eh?
Like them blue nice cups. There was something about that cup, bro.
for porridge.
Yeah.
There's something about drinking porridge from a cup that doesn't sit right with me.
How
bro.
do you like in a bowl?
You want to put a straw in a saucepan?
No,
That's it.
this chick is so serious. I want a bowl and a spoon. That's how I like to have my porridge.
Bowl and spoon. Nah, me I just
I want to
want to-
directly on
Crazy.
yeah. I use a cup, bro. Kuta. You know that one.
Even him is cool time, but with a bowl.
Yeah,
I
just having that thing on a thing.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not that. Oh my god, my mom is going to listen to this. Yeah. First of all, hi, mommy. Bro,
Hi,
she
Mama
listens.
Casper.
If we do 2 hours, she reaches hour number 2, the last second.
Love
That
that.
aside, I've never been a porridge person. Like I'm only forced to take porridge when I'm anemic because of my period, or like when my ulcers are really bad. It's good for ulcers. And so she's going to listen to this and she'll call me. So you're even proud that you
Proud
don't.
to say.
You're proud
You're
enough.
announcing to the world.
Anyway, yeah, but personally, I don't find it. It's not. I don't hate it, but it's not something enjoyable. Like I don't crave porridge.
Porridge is nice, man. I just don't like the white one.
Me neither.
I don't
can't
even know how to make
stand-
that.
Maize one, yeah.
I can't
It's
stand
maize,
the
eh?
maize.
I have
Yes.
no idea.
Me
But that
neither.
white porridge.
I could never, as a child, I hated that porridge.
hate it.
And like
it was always so lumpy.
the lumps.
And like when you're
Used
getting it
to-
from the saucepan, is that chick cream that's on
I
top?
used to hate that thing. I hate
So
that thing, bro.
And yet,
I
funny,
don't like that porridge, bro. Even in the cup, that chick cream is there. So you have to first like.
I
check
think
it and
actually that's
put
why I
it on
don't
the
like
side.
drinking porridge, because when you look away from your cup, suddenly there's a film of like
There's a good layer, bro.
no,
Nada.
bro.
And then when it cools, yeah,
Yeah,
it's undrinkable.
yeah.
You have to kubet in like the first
bro,
3 minutes. Why making me rush?
Bro, you know I used to eat porridge in like, I used to eat it in a hurry because like I would be trying not to taste it. Like I would
the
just
white
be
one, eh?
Now let me tell you, when I was
like,
a kid, yeah, they used to put blue band in our porridge.
yes, that was a thing.
Yeah.
That was a thing.
What does
And
it
also,
do?
You guys think this size
Just for
came
the
because I
flavor.
was born big?
It's what?
Just for the flavor.
Yeah.
Like it adds
It actually
flavor.
made it. First of all, it made it a bit yellowish. It wasn't
Because-
exactly
but
white.
Not like
Blue band-
Cerelac.
But isn't blue band like salty
Not really.
Oily,
and salty?
Actually,
kind
what
of.
is
It kind
blue
of is
band?
salty. You know, blue band is margarine,
It's margarine.
but
Like,
like
salty or sweet. Like,
those blue
It's
band
salty, it's
guys,
not
it
sweet.
is salty. Yeah, it is salty.
Yeah, it's
the one
fine.
that's
They're
sweet
calling
is,
all petrol
is
stations
prestige.
shell.
Prestige is
Yeah.
hard, I won't lie.
Yeah.
Have you seen the chocolate
no,
prestige?
no, but you see the thing with prestige though. There's certain types of prestige some don't have, but you need to look at it. Some types of prestige you can even smell it if they have vanilla essence,
Yes.
because prestige is preferred for baking, right? So yeah, prestige has vanilla essence. That's the major, but not all types of prestige though. Not all types.
I'll tell you this. Prestige wasn't there when we were kids.
That's what I'm
Prestige
saying. That's
wasn't
what I was
there.
about to
It
say.
wasn't there. It wasn't there.
I think it's so
Prestige
impressive.
came with the kids.
It's so impressive what Prestige has done.
Yeah.
Because Blue Band had that market on lock.
No, but you
They
see,
had that song they used to
Guys,
sing. Be
Unilever
without
had that
BBs.
market
Be
on.
without BB.
It's
You remember
like a
Unilever
train without an
promotion?
engine.
Is this pod called Be Without BB?
Too soon. Too soon call it that. But they used to have those promotions. Remember the ones where like they would give you like 5 minutes to pick whatever you wanted.
Yes,
and
yes,
put it in
yes,
in
yes.
thing. Those are all
Blue Band
Unilever Blue
and,
Band promotions.
Was it Splash as well? There were two companies. But they would also come to schools, like drawing competitions.
Yes, I remember
coloring
those. I remember those.
competitions,
I always used to submit in those things.
Yeah. So
Never
did I.
won.
man.
You used to.
Never
I
won a
never.
thing, bro.
I never
Never
submitted.
won a
No,
thing.
but you see, the competition has forced Blue Band to diversify. Like the peanut butter is now more accessible.
They also have the chocolate thing
the
as
chocolate
well.
spread is yucky.
Even
It
the
has-
peanut butter, bro. I'm not trying to have that thing.
I've not tasted the peanut butter, but the chocolate spread has an oily consistency.
Let me
It's
ask.
like
Like you're eating
brown Blue
Vaseline.
Band. Yes,
Does the chocolate spread
spread.
for both Blue Band and Prestige have nuts? Or is it just chocolate?
Neither, bro. I have not tasted
It's just
either of them.
chocolate. No, I've not
'Cause
seen none of them.
Nutella
I've
has
only-
nuts.
Nutella
that
is,
even
Nutella
chocolate
is not
spread?
chocolate spread. It's hazelnut spread.
Yeah, it's hazelnuts to be fair. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Good. Pastor's chocolate. I won't lie.
yeah, I've not seen the Prestige one, but the Blue Band one is no, it has no nuts.
The Prestige
and
one is fire.
and the Blue Band one is like brown Blue Band. It's oily. It's
Bro,
The
that,
Prestige one is fire. I won't lie
that
to you.
Burna Boy interlude where he talks about Unilever being like the Royal Niger Society. Do you remember the interlude on African Giant?
Yes.
Says
That was-
the Royal Niger Society turned into Unilever, the company. That thing made mob sense because I was like, yo, these guys have been here for so long.
Unilever makes so many
Who
things.
makes
as well. You know what, let me
makes
pull
that
up
shoe
your products.
makes that shoe polish? Why not
kiwi.
Kiwi? Was that not Unilever?
Yeah, I think.
It was Unilever, yeah.
I kind of remember like they had the Aka logo on the back.
I think so. I think Kiwi
It
polish.
must have
was
been. It
Unilever.
must have been.
But
Did you
I
guys
feel
use
like
kiwi
giant
or that,
monopoly.
that sponge thing? Remember that
Bro, the sponge thing came like in later primo.
Eh.
Don't front like in P1 everyone was not using kiwi and a
I
brush.
won't hold you. I learned about that sponge thing in high school. Man.
That sponge thing was like in
it was there in
expensive
Primo.
days.
It was there in Primo.
Yeah, but
And he didn't do
Earlier,
the same thing.
as
Yeah,
the
he
brush
He didn't do
was
the
like,
same thing.
But you also had to have like a particular type of brush.
and you also couldn't over. You know, when you over cane kiwi, it would become
Now it becomes
dark,
pale.
it
bro.
would become pale,
Fanta black,
matte.
some jazz
It
like
would be
that,
matte.
yeah.
So you needed to just put a drop, and then you brush, and then you shine.
Every night.
Actually, what you had to do is first like chill it a bit, and then brush
To
again.
oxidize.
I see. Yeah,
lock
there's
it
a science.
dry a
Yeah,
bit.
there's a science too.
And then you can use the brush again.
But shoe
You may not
polish
even
has
need
come
the
a-
thing, the sponge.
Shoe polish has come a long way,
Brother,
bro.
Dove is also Unilever. I didn't know this.
Those Unilever
Dove
guys.
is
Axe.
Unilever. I knew
Axe.
that
No,
from
the
when
aromat thing as well.
the Dove
Aromat,
people
okay.
had an incident with black people.
They did
What
what?
did they do?
Dove. This was like a few years ago. I've forgotten. Either in their advert,
Rexona. Damn.
I don't remember properly. But if I'm wrong, someone could correct us in the comments. I think they did an ad where a black woman used a Dove product, and then in the next frame she was,
She was
lighter.
lighter.
Some stupid shit like that. Guys were
Ah.
furious.
Not in this era.
Not
No,
now,
but Dove,
not
I don't
now,
think
not
Dove
now.
did hear what it has done, like outside of Africa.
Definitely.
Yeah, we had Deto, we had Geisha.
Lifebuoy.
Geisha is
Remember
Unilever.
Geisha.
Is Geisha not
Yeah,
Unilever?
I believe it was, yeah.
Geisha is the biggest Unilever product.
I believe it was.
After
Do you remember that
maybe
soap called
Global.
Yayo?
Which one was Yayo?
Yeah, yo.
You guys never used Yayo.
What was it?
Didn't sponsor Generations, man.
Are you
Like I
serious?
know what that is. What's yayo?
Yeah, yo.
Yayo.
Generation was not sponsored by Geisha. Or
That
Deto.
was Yayo.
Geisha did not sponsor Generation.
It was
First of all,
Yayo.
in my head, Geisha was a Ugandan only product. I never saw Geisha in.
Geisha was there. I would
It's an
say.
always
Wonder.
Unilever. Always parts, and then not Unilever.
Could be.
I
Don't
don't know
you have the
if
list
they
of
are, but
Unilever
I'll
brands?
say
The
this.
list has brands I've never seen, bro. I'm like, what's Pepsodent? Okay, that sounds
It's
like
a
toothpaste.
toothpaste.
Vaseline, Rexona, Omo, Cornetto, Ben and Jerry's. I don't know some of those things.
Ben and Jerry's ice cream is
I guess it says Ben and Jerry's.
those
No,
guys
but
don't make too
no,
many
but
things.
about Ben and Jerry's.
Lux.
About Unilever bought
Ben and Jerry.
Ben and
But they have
Jerry's
the dime for it.
because the founders of Ben and Jerry's, I think one of them is called Ben.
Another one's
It's
called
called
Jerry.
Jerry.
I'll
I
kick
guess,
you.
yeah.
Be serious,
The way I was
bro.
thinking, you see
I
the
think
look
one
on
of
my
them is
face.
called Ben. What's the other one?
Like
Ben.
Ben.
No, but the founders of one of those two guys, either Ben
Yeah.
or Jerry, I'm not certain, I don't remember. He's very, very passionate about civil rights and whatnot. Like, he's the type of guy. I think even of recent, he was detained
For like
for
rioting, striking,
something like
that.
protesting, partaking in such things. He's a white guy, but he's very passionate about civil rights.
Nice.
Fair enough.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Close up is also Unilever.
Close
What
up.
toothpaste do you guys use as kiddos?
Because I'm not gonna hold you. I've been using Close Up of
Polydent.
recent.
Close up is hard.
Close Up is a fantastic.
Like a red one.
Is that
The
the red one with
The red
the
one with the
thingies
things in them.
inside?
Yes,
That thing is hard.
I love
That
it.
thing is hard.
Have you
That
guys
thing
used
is hard.
Sensodyne before?
Of course.
Sensodyne.
I don't like the
Sensodyne.
taste.
So
I
Sensodyne
don't like
is bland, bro.
I don't
I
like
want
the taste.
toothpaste that's either
You guys
bitter,
are children. How
like
do you know?
it's
What?
minty.
You guys are children. I don't like that taste. What do you mean? Can you brush your teeth and go?
But also, when I
It's
was
not
young,
an ice cream
yeah,
parlor.
Yeah, like
when I
what
was
a
young, I
weird.
did not like Close Up because
It
first
was-
of all,
It was
that
too,
Bunny.
yeah.
It was
that
too
was
strong.
mob.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
mob.
But
And
that,
also,
that current one, they thingy with
one
those
is
little
hard.
flakes inside.
but also old close-up was very like, I don't know if it's the right word, but man, it would lather, bro.
Yeah,
You see guys
like-
brushing their whole hand.
Biggest ladder, yeah.
Yo, guys who are aggressive brushers used to kill me when we were kids.
Brother,
That guy even chokes.
Always
That guy
is
chokes
not,
paws, bro.
always is not made by Unilever. It's made by Procter and Gamble.
Okay, those are also other guys. Those are
Yeah,
also.
those
Those are the
Those are
guys.
also
Their
other guys.
product is fake.
Yeah.
Always.
Always.
But you know how
Fake.
back in the day,
That's a
think
tough
it's
one.
very
What's a
easy
tough? Let's give a
always,
shout out to the
right?
tough one. What's Shuya?
what's true?
I for one
Yeah.
do not enjoy that minty thing that Shuya has.
Why is it?
What minty thing?
Like, okay, that if
Explain,
you're
like,
one of
why
the
is the
if you're one of
mint,
the guys who work in Shuya, bro, why is it minty?
Let me tell you.
What's
it
the
has-
reason?
Like,
no,
is the
it
mint the
says-
smell?
No, it says it's an
Freshening.
iron oxidizing, or I've forgotten what they call it. But when you put on the pad or even the panty liner, right? You have like 3 minutes of chilling, and then you just feel a gush of
Tingling.
mint into your nanny.
Your thing waters all the
It's
mint, bro.
not a perfume. You
Yo,
know how
that is
you
hilarious.
know how mint feels in your mouth
Yeah.
when it penetrates.
Cold and somehow.
Yeah, that
And-
guy.
That is what it feels inside.
That's
Permeates your
nuts.
entire body
Inside
like
your
that.
kiwi fruit,
That
bro.
is nuts.
That's mad.
That
What's
is
the other one though? That's not.
Yeah, what
always.
other-
There's some other one that
I know
babes
Shuya and
use.
always. What else?
No, me the one I
The thing that
use.
comes to mind is Huggies, but that's babies, bro.
Softex.
No, the one I use is I know they have a factory in Kenya.
You know what? Let me Google.
It's a kapapoka. And in fact, let me look for them. I shout them out because my best friend is one who hit me up like 2 years ago. And she was like, "Bro,
Not
you
me,
too?
not me, not me.
Not you, guys."
You have to be clear. You have to be clear about these things.
My other best friend, she hit me up and she said, "Bro, you're still using Always?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Bro, let me put you on because Always, especially if you work
7
out,
days.
Always
7
burns
days?
you.
That's not the one I mean.
It's not the one I want.
There's
I
soft
use
care. That's not the one I mean.
soft care.
There's secrets.
Okay, is the one.
Secret is yellow.
Secrets can
Yeah.
burn you.
Are you sure?
Secrets can remove the first 2 layers of your skin.
Yo, I thought that thing is supposed to just keep the thingies which are coming, not to put any.
But it's on your skin regardless.
Yeah. For
You
the
see,
whole day,
you know,
bro.
you see the most also the I think they be focusing, some of these brands be focusing on the pad itself and not the quality of the material for the wings, right? Now, the wings are what touch, like, let's say your inner thigh or like
Yes,
that crevice
like
like
them ones
this,
there.
So now as you're walking, as you're working out, as you're doing whatever, that friction, if it's made with like a rough synthetic material, the friction will just burn off your skin, bro. Like, burn off your skin. Like, you go to shower, when the soap touches,
It's like a bruise.
it's not a bruise, it's raw flesh. Like, you
But
find
you know,
pink.
back in the day when we used to play sports, like in high school, the guys used to play in Bokus.
Yeah.
I just used to ban guys.
Yeah.
Find a guy he's in the bathroom, he's telling you, bro, never play in your Bokus, man.
I'm like, this was a time I went on a walk in like these. The time I went on a walk in like these, like, essentially there were swim trunks. So they have that inside net thing. That inside net thing taught me a lesson about walking in swim trunks. Those 5Ks, by the time you're on the second K, you're kicking your leg with every other walk, bro.
You start walking and your legs
You're
are like so,
bruising,
man.
bro.
They're spread.
You're kicking, bro. You're like Vince McMahon, bro. You're kicking like this.
And would the skin get thingied off?
It
you're
doesn't
bruised,
burn
bro.
off, but
Yeah,
you're bruised.
you have like rug burn almost.
contusions.
Yeah.
Very tiny things.
Yeah.
I've experienced it before, so now I
Uncomfortable,
can't
bro.
make that mistake again.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even a swimmer. I don't know I had swim trunks.
Yeah. Bro, welcome back to our Jazz
First
podcast.
we do the intro, I first shout out these guys. Soft care pads.
Shout out soft care
Wherever
pads.
you are.
Soft care, man.
Hit us up. I advertise for
Thank
these
God
guys.
this works.
Oh, we can.
So
Relax.
first of all, high quality product. Or while you're working out, or while you're what? Nothing. No burning. Fantastic material.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a crazy scent, right? And bro, why is it still hella cheap? It's like 2.5 in 2025.
For how many? How many are in a
For
pack?
8.
Don't give them ideas, Casper.
No, but it's just I'm putting anyone on.
It's like a good quality product, but like people probably don't
Yes,
know.
people
Affordable,
sleep
good
on
quality.
it. I think because it's not really
Because
well
of the
known.
price.
My friend put me on it, and it's not really well known. I don't know. Maybe people tell me if I was the only one who just soft care. Highly recommend. The rest, always count your days. Secrets, count your days. As for Shuya and yo, over iodizing,
Mint, bro.
oxidating,
Yeah,
nani.
this is not shisha, bro. This is not a shisha pot, man. Chill.
Blueberry
with the
gum
mint, bro.
mint, bro.
This is not Orbit. I don't know if you guys are using the same machine.
Yeah,
Why not
it's
to own
like
Shuya,
back in
man?
the day
Maybe
when
the
I used to
guys,
ask
they
why-
may own a toothpaste
Why
company.
rubber had flavors, but I think Plummy when it first came.
It's too early in the
give
pod
me
to
chocolate.
discuss that.
Yeah.
Too early in
Yeah.
the pod. Yeah. You're welcome back to our Jazz podcast.
Welcome
I'm
back.
Melvin,
Sydney.
Collins.
Casper.
and this is episode 148. Also a satisfying number. Why? Like on that,
48?
it's on the table.
148.
Is that is 12
It'd be like
No.
divisible by 12?
No,
Even
because 12 by
numbers.
12 is 144.
Oh yeah.
Your number is
Why is
alone.
148? Why is it satisfying?
Satisfactory. I
I
don't
don't
know.
It's a nice
147 is satisfactory to
number
me.
for you. Eh?
Because it's like 147 on a phone.
Oh, tough. I hadn't even thought of that.
Yo,
I don't know why I like 148.
crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I've been knowing things.
I know, I like
Uh,
it. Yeah.
no,
You looked
you guys, if
Have
you
you noticed that some of these, like the card machines, some of them switch the numbers around?
Yeah, actually, yeah. I saw
You
that.
lie.
I
I
swear.
did saw that,
How?
yeah.
The numbers are switched up. Like,
They're not in that.
it's
normal
not the regular order of the
1, 2, 3,
numbers.
4, 1, 2,
I think that's so clever because maybe some like scammers are probably like watching you put your thing.
Yeah, actually, I asked that chick why it's done like
Interesting.
that, and she told me in case someone is seeing you from a distance,
Yeah.
they can't make
Can't
what
tell.
you're entering.
you guys, why don't I pay attention in life?
I've never noticed this.
You'll notice. Even here, actually. Even here, they're different.
I've never. For me, I just as long as I'm putting in my number, like I zero in on my numbers,
I
my
have
digits.
never noticed.
Yeah, I made the
that.
mistake
Also, you rarely
because
pay.
I have
Chicks rarely
muscle
pay.
memory.
Nah.
Chicks
My
rarely
muscle
pay.
memory wasn't
So
allowed.
You dig? Don't act like you know.
Yes.
Oh,
Man, I had to tighten mine as well.
I was going to say who set up. I remember it's Melvin who set up the mics.
Make it
Is the
tight.
table good enough?
But you're thinking.
I was going to say, to be fair though, most of the times I go out these days, 95% of the time I go out these days, I'm with
You
my
pay.
girls. So of course I'm paying. We are all paying.
Maybe you go with cash.
You know I never
Mobile
have
money.
cash. You know I never have cash or
Yeah,
mobile
but you do the.
How many times have I called you to send me mobile money?
So what did you use card?
Yeah.
I want to remember last time I saw my
Pay
card.
attention.
I want to
Pay
remember.
attention.
Can I say something about using card?
Yeah.
You know, you spend money you shouldn't have spent when
How?
you're using a card.
Why?
I usually find myself spending more than I'm supposed to spend when I'm using a card.
Why? Because when you have cash, you have a limit.
Yeah, but with a card,
Mm.
I just eat and then I just give the card. I
Cash
don't
is really
care how
good
much
for-
I've eaten.
Cash is really good for budgeting.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my bank didn't allow me not to know, man, because they send me that message immediately.
What?
As soon as I spent up,
Mm.
I feel
Oh
something
yeah,
in my
stand
pocket.
chat.
Yeah.
And in the middle of the night, they'll send you an email with a compilation
Yeah.
of your
Soon as I open
expenditure
my
I
email-
think
day.
at like
Yeah.
4 a.m. you
Yeah.
wake up and
Exactly.
you see it, you're like, eh.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know that email, it's not Kawa.
But
For me,
also,
actually-
when you're spending, I don't think you're having your phone like.
Oh
seeing
no,
what
babes,
you've just
I'm
spent.
having my phone. The
I don't know how
message
you
comes
guys do it,
there and then.
because me, once I pay, I just know how much has left my account and how much is left. So for me, it's in my head. I'm like,
No, I don't be
Yeah.
I don't be knowing how much is left, but then I stay saying money will come back.
Literally.
But to be fair,
Abundance.
Yeah.
Abundance.
because I don't move with my card, before I leave home, I have enough for cash, enough for Momo. If that games, I know my budget of the day has gone, go home.
Yeah.
For me, it's actually mobile money that's a problem for me, bro. Mobile money just goes for me. Like I spend it so quick.
Let me tell you this. I have born to pick with mobile money. Mobile money fees are atrocious. Oh my god. Have you guys ever you have money on your phone, right? You say, should I withdraw? Fees are atrocious. You say no. Let me save
pay.
myself. Let me just send it straight to the bank.
Momo
It's a
to
lot.
bank, yeah?
Momo
It's a
to
lot.
I've never
bank.
done
It's a
that.
lot.
That's more
Momo to
expensive.
Never
bank.
done that.
Like for 400k, they will charge you like 4k, 5k.
Yeah.
For like 2M, they'll charge you like 10k
Yeah.
just to send to your bank.
That's
I've
better
never
than
done
withdrawing, though.
Withdrawing though.
Hey, no. And first of me, I don't even send withdrawal fee anymore.
Yeah,
I left that in 2024. If you get withdrawal fee out of me this year,
no,
tell
actually,
my friends,
no,
bro.
no, you
Tell
know
my
what
friends
I
I'm
do.
alive.
You know what I do? Ask you, do you have a merchant code? Dare say no. I'm like, oh, so you don't even go ahead as a business owner to have a merchant code? You don't deserve this.
No, what I've learned.
You guys don't send that thing.
I
Don't-
don't
Withdraw.
send withdrawal.
Withdraw, I don't.
How? Why don't you have a merchant code?
I don't.
You know your business.
Even this thing we just bought today. I told him, boss. Either you take it off my phone, send it to your phone. But me, I don't send withdrawal charges.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't.
Why don't you have a merchant code in 2025?
And me, I use the Momo app that gives you like you can check about this, which can also send the exact amount of
A
withdrawal
withdrawal.
charges required.
Oh.
I also use the like there are days I've gone to restaurants and not small ones. Those guys don't have merchant codes.
You're not
I'm
rewarding.
saying, I'm saying you a flat fee.
Yes.
I just use that car thing.
I'm not rewarding
And
you
my
for this
favorite
type
thing-
of unseriousness.
My favorite thing is I've noticed you look crazy if you ask me for withdrawal fee. I've just paid you how much and you ask me for withdrawal.
Right?
balance me.
Why aren't you
Balance
shy?
me, yeah.
I
Balance.
guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
When it comes to money, guys are not trying to be shy.
Let me tell you, first of all, Ate, let me try and bargain. And you refuse.
I guess.
Piss me
Man.
off.
I think the reason as why I still pay it is a time I did not want to. And Bambi, this guy bargained with me. He's like, man, what you're paying, they what take a fee from us. I was like, so why don't you mark up the fee so what I know? This is what I'm paying. Add that 500 they take or something.
As in, they take a fee from me because that's the cost of doing business.
Yeah, I get it.
What am I
But me, I was
supposed to
like, come, I guess.
Even me, I came here. I spent transport to come here.
Yeah.
I'm going back. Like, we're both incurring costs here.
My assumption is when you're working out a final cost of your product,
Include all that
you
shit.
have included all costs. They call them costs of sale. You've included all of them. So if you've decided not to be diligent and have a merchant code, in your final price, you've included withdraw.
No, I get, man. Like, me, I'm not complaining because I also hate withdraw fees. I hate them.
You
Yeah.
clearly don't hate them enough.
Maybe not. Because, like, if it's a business I like,
You
I'll-
like giving
I'll
them
pay it.
something.
I'll pay.
Nah, I love more businesses. But I'm supporting you with my dimes, nothing more, bro.
Fair
No,
enough.
imagine if you're paying for something that costs like 400k.
Yeah.
I know that's where you go wrong.
And
That's where you go.
Oh, I
400K?
can't give you withdrawal fee even
Yeah,
if you
relax,
do it.
relax, relax. The things I'm talking about are like 25 bob.
So-
Where the withdrawal fee is 800 shillings.
So how much do you send? 26.
Nah, you check the thing in the Momo app. Populates and we move. Exact amount. You will receive like 2,985, some just like that. So yeah. But like big things.
No, the only people like maybe if like the only people I give withdrawal fee are like people who have done for me a service, like our
Fair
like,
enough.
Yeah, like maybe like someone that cleans your house, stuff like that. Those people,
But I'll tell you
I'll give
this,
them
yeah?
withdrawal fee.
someone was roasting
The
me.
delivery fees in this Kampala, judge guys,
They're going crazy.
they are more expensive than you taking a ride, bro. Pause.
They're quite expensive.
Back and fro, to and fro. Rather.
That's another new thing.
You can put it all together, and this guy is just you're just paying.
That
that
guy is
person
delivering
for
to me
just
saying
that.
12 bob. For what? There's even no, you're not carrying anyone?
I'm assuming that his rationale is he's making
Going.
2 trips.
alone,
Okay, then
like
make 4
coming
trips.
to you and going
Like,
back.
Yeah.
Nah,
Why
I'm
am I
not
so-
paying you for that.
No,
Yeah.
no, for
I'm
me,
paying you to
for
bring the
coming.
thing.
Yeah.
whatever you do, when you're going back, get a percent.
Man. Because even me, when I'm getting a judge to silo, I'm
He has
not
to
paying
go
you
back.
to go back.
That's true.
It's the
Yeah.
same thing. If I'm also getting a judge like to bring me here, and I know I'm just maybe going to pick something, and this guy is the one who's gonna take me back, but I'm not giving you the money which brought me here.
I'm not
Like if
gonna
it was
lie.
10, going back I may give you 6.
Damn.
Or else I'll be like, you go.
Yeah.
I'll get another one.
Okay, 6 is crazy.
I'm not gonna
but
lie.
calm.
I think the businesses that don't charge you a delivery fee, those guys will get my money every time, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Mm.
that thing really it touches me in a very like
Yeah.
it touches my heart.
But you're also paying it.
I would rather
Unknowingly.
pay it. I would rather do
pay
that.
it unknowingly.
I'd rather do that.
Yeah.
Then don't ask me for
Tell me the
200k
product is
and then
50
your border
bob.
guy asks for 50.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be 40 bob.
The 10 is for the Trump.
Rather than telling me it's 40 bob plus 10 for transport.
Also, something has to be said about like online businesses that don't have like a permanent location where I can go,
Yeah.
charging a delivery fee. Why don't you just include everything there? Because
Yes.
this is the only way that you're making sales.
Yeah.
So why don't you just include everything in that one price and deliver my food? Anyway, I guess also Kampala is complicated, man. A guy can make you go far. A guy can order some food from like Gayaza.
No, but
You're
they
serving
but
in
no,
like
but you
one
see,
legs.
they be having everybody they be having border guys, right? Or
Yeah, they
delivery guys. But everyone wants to maximize their profit. You get a business wants to maximize their profit. So if they've bought their cashew, if for them they're selling it to you at 100 and they've incurred costs of probably like 45 bob, they want to maximize that 55 bob, right? Whereas the border guy, his benefit is that he's going to charge Wendy 10k, Sido 10k, you 10k, me 10k. That's 40k. As opposed to his boss giving him a flat whatever fee every day. It's like nada.
That's calm. Like me, I've not refused. Yeah? Charge what you have to charge. Because I know also the delivery guy is not at the location. Because he has to go there, then bring you the product. But sometimes it's crazy.
No,
What
bro,
do you
they
mean
send him out with like
12,
20 orders.
15K?
I'm not. I was the point where I was in a delivery business. I had like chickens. I wouldn't charge guys. I had a border. The guy would come and pick the chickens from the farm, take them to guys' cribs. I would put fuel in it. In the border.
That makes sense, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's something for business owners to think about. But I also feel you at the same time because I don't know that if when we start doing our match, if Mbo will be putting everything in the price.
No, auntie, sometimes, some businesses, what they do,
Yeah.
they say people who are living around Kampala, that's free delivery.
Yeah.
And those
Yeah.
who go beyond Kampala, maybe you can add in some extra.
And didn't you hear him saying the guy has ordered food from Gayasa?
Yeah, that's not fair.
To be
Guys
fair,
are
like,
heartless.
Ordering
Guys
food
are
when food is
heartless.
in Kampala and you're in Mukono. That's not.
Oraimo.
Oraimo, yes.
Anything, so they have a price. Anything above 40 bob,
Free delivery.
free delivery. In Kampala.
I like that. Maybe we can say that any order like
By Kampala,
over
do
this
they
price?
mean CBD or Kampala's boundaries? Like Kampala.
I'm not in the CBD at home, so I
Oh,
guess
you're not
Kampala.
in the
Because me,
CBD.
it was free. Yeah.
hard.
Cool, yo.
I've been thinking about buying something from Oraimo, bro.
Those guys, let me tell you guys, the charger I bought, my phone can move, because I charge on it usually like 20 to 100 in like 40 minutes.
How much was the charger?
The brick was 50 bob, the cable was 20k.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Because you're going to something like 120.
What's the wattage?
18 plus 18, two outputs.
Don't start
So
that
18 watts, but 36 watts. Yeah.
I wanna buy a hair clipper from them.
It's premium.
what?
I have one.
Good there.
I have one.
What's the hair clipper for?
For hair.
Hair.
As in
For what hair? Your bush,
Body
your
hair,
armpits?
body hair.
body hair.
Yeah, the one I have is body hair.
Yeah.
Hey.
Actually, I want to try shaving my chest.
You've never?
Don't kill me right
I've
now.
never shaved my chest.
never?
Never.
Guys, and on that note,
Yeah.
subscribe to our Patreon. It might be our Patreon
To be
exclusive.
continued. I'll take my chest. I'll take.
Okay, can I tell
It
you
might
something?
be-
Today's
It might-
Patreon,
Yeah.
no shirts.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, what if we weren't wearing clothes? Like there would be some brands who would be selling like Brazilian pubes. You see how people be having Brazilian hair.
That's hilarious. Yeah, 100%. I'm
Yeah.
sure that brand exists today. bro.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
sure that brand
like the big guys who say, who's like, oh my god, I bought beads for my pubes.
Aha.
From
Yeah, it's
this
like
chick.
a
Her
string
beads-
like
yeah,
so.
but her beads, bro, her beads don't give. You should get beads from someone
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
It's
Sure.
funny.
I like how
All them
pussy
waistline things, what are they called? The waist beads that
Yeah.
guys used to wear in 80 years.
Yeah.
And now guys,
Like
wear-
That's where I
Balenciaga
live
waistline
now.
beads, bro.
yeah,
Crazy.
yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
on
man,
that
welcome
note,
back. Yeah, welcome back to Mobster
guys,
podcast.
follow us on all our social media platforms. The Mob Jazz podcast on TikTok, on Twitter, on TikTok, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Snapchat, the Mob Jazz podcast. If you're new here, hi, welcome. Thanks for coming. Please like, share, comment, subscribe if you're yet to, right? We're available on all audio platforms. Wherever you get podcasts, we're there. Then Patreon. Patreon is the app that allows us to facilitate this podcast. We have a small community that's growing slowly.
Trickle
It will-
method.
Yeah, it will run you only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 USD. It will give you access to 2 pods a week, early access to much, access to special episodes like Melvin shaving his chest
Literally, bro, on camera.
on camera.
Unfiltered.
For just
Nipples out.
Melvin, do you have nipples?
Do I have nipples?
I feel like I've
I
never
think I'm an
seen you.
android. Like, what did you care? Think
Like
I'm a
them
robot.
Kyle XY things,
No,
man.
but
Bruh,
I feel like
relax.
I
You
feel
didn't
like
have an
I've
umbilical cord,
seen
right?
you
Yeah, yeah,
like
Shirtless, you didn't notice my
shirtless, but
nipples?
I've never seen your
You didn't have
nipples.
nipples, eh? You gotta tell
And
us.
I told you guys how I had like pointy nipples as
As a kid,
a teenager.
And they used to
Did you
peep.
cut them off?
I didn't cut them off.
Uh-huh.
But
I
like, grew into them.
yeah.
Why would you even want to cut
Yo, that
them?
shit would make
because-
you bullied back in the
because-
day.
Yeah, oh guys,
Yeah,
guys.
you-
Because
bully
I've
you.
never seen his nipples.
I think you weren't
Why
paying
would you want
attention.
to see his nipples? In
No,
the
like
first
I've seen
place?
him like I've seen him
Shirtless, like at the
shirtless,
pool, what?
but I don't remember him having nipples.
Nipples are fine.
Your
Nipples are
focus
body
is not
part,
on the
man.
Yeah, maybe you don't have an eye for nipples, I guess maybe.
Oh no, and then also
Maybe
maybe
my
just
nipples just don't seek attention. You know what I mean? I
or
have
maybe-
shy
or
nipples.
maybe I just was not like I was not objectifying you, like I was not looking
That's
at
true. You're
you
looking at me as a
being
human being. You're looking within.
yeah, looking at
looking
your
at what's on
spirit,
the inside,
not
yeah.
at your chest.
Like at
I
his chest,
appreciate
you're seeing the heart.
Yeah.
Literally, my
Yeah.
heart beats. bro. She has not seen the pump.
But
the
yeah,
pump.
guys,
Yeah.
you'll get to see Melvin's nipples on Patreon
Yeah.
for only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 USD. If
That's
you don't
$5.
want,
That's
you
$5.
can
Simple, man.
That's
Yeah.
very close to OnlyFans though, but
Only man's.
only man.
Okay.
I like it.
Listen, speaking of Patreon,
Yeah.
that TikTok you sent me about the podcast that does only Patreon episodes.
Yes.
Do you think we could pull that off?
The cutting room
We
floor.
did that for
Yeah.
for a
Shout
few
out the
months.
cutting room floor.
Yeah, we did that for a few months.
did
To
that
be
for a
fair,
few
we did that
months.
for a few months.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very cool. That's
cool.
her concept
She-
is very cool.
No, but
That's
she
cool.
has no YouTube.
Yeah.
But I
She
feel
has,
like
as in
But
she
it's still like a
only-
personality. Because then, how did people find it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You need to
she-
first have
she
a way to
inter-
funnel
she
all those people from
interviews-
somewhere.
She clips it and puts it on.
on TikTok and whatnot.
That first podcast
She
have no
interviews
viewers, man.
and she interviews famous people.
Yeah, very
Okay, that makes
famous.
sense.
Like
Yeah.
very famous like fashion people, bro. Like
Yeah, fashion
the
people.
biggest brands, bro.
She had Steve
Heads.
Madden on last week.
Steve Madden.
Ah, that's big.
Yeah.
That's big. That's
And
big.
what has it? It's $6.
5, 6.
Yes, $6.
$6.
Has it $6?
$6, but she does this thing where she charges also per episode.
Oh, you can also pay to watch one episode.
Yeah, we can also do that.
But she
Maybe we
doesn't
should do
add.
that.
We can also do
She
that.
doesn't add where she says, like, guys, okay, it's $6 a month, but you can pay for a pod. I mean, an episode, but you're gonna watch one episode, and then you're going to want more, and then you're gonna pay for another episode, and you're going to waste a
We
lot
can
of
charge
money.
for an episode,
Actually,
but
let's
the
put a
episode would
price
have
on
to be like
it.
outlandish.
Let's
bro.
let's put a price on every episode. After this, that's what we're doing. So you guys can now watch Patreon, bro. For how many dollars? We'll decide. You'll see.
For one
Yeah.
episode.
Has to
Yeah.
be at least like the equivalent of like 10 bob.
It's like, okay, like 50
Like
cents.
like $2. What's $2?
No,
like
50
8
cents makes
$52 is
50
like
cents.
$8.
Okay, no chance.
50 cents.
Are you
that's-
high?
No chance. That's what Patreon is going to take.
I think it's more. It's
Patreon
like,
still takes a percentage.
Patreon will
15K, right?
of those 50 cents. Patreon will take their cut.
They
20
still take a
cents.
percentage. Yeah,
50
Yeah.
cents.
even the Apple, the
$2.
30%.
$2 an episode.
You're
You
not in charge
guys,
of our
you know,
business.
let him stick to editing.
50 cents is nuts.
You know how
We are never going to give you the
you know
accounting
how
fee.
I pay for chat.
Yeah.
So usually I pay for chat directly.
What's like 22?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually I pay for chat GPT directly, right? Like on my computer, I put in my card details. So when I was renewing the most recent time, I didn't have my computer with me. So I was like, and there's something I wanted to do. And I reached my limit. I was like, let me just renew.
You used your
Oh.
iPhone.
I used my, hey,
It's different.
screw you, Apple,
It's
by
different.
the way.
The price is different.
Guys,
Yeah.
when Snapchat said you have spent 96,000, I said,
Yeah.
what?
Apple
I did
takes
some
their
quick-
30%.
I did some quick math. What's 22 times 3, 6, 20?
Apple takes their cool 30%.
Because I almost cried in public.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to lie. I almost cried in public.
Every subscription I have, I do it on PC.
Like, I've
Better
learned
do that,
something
man.
very
Better do that with
valuable.
ours.
And Apple had the nerve.
I removed my card from this phone.
Or actually,
Even me, I've
people
removed my
subscribing
card.
for Patreon as well, use your PCs, man.
Yeah, please
Yeah.
use your PCs.
Because Apple will also take the 30% from you.
Apple,
So how do we off that question?
Apple had the nerve, right, to send me an email yesterday. Oh, your chat is about to. Please renew your subscription. I said, I'd rather die. 96,000. Wow.
So what did you do? You
You just have to go back to PC. Cancel
So crazy
from
that
Apple.
you make those
Cancel
many
on
prompts
Apple.
to need an
Yes.
actual paid chat
and
GPT.
then
What do you mean?
interesting.
Yeah. So you
Aren't
cancel
you
on
talking
Apple.
about
and then-
ChatGPT?
Yes,
do
I
it in my
am.
PC.
So that means
Yeah.
you're making a bunch of prompts every time to actually gum the whole free ones.
No, that's not that. Yes,
But
she is, yes. But there's more stuff. There's stuff like
But-
uploading documents.
Yes, uploading
like-
documents.
Let me tell you, if you upload
No,
documents
use
on
it
the
to
free
generate
thing,
Images. That's the only.
But
reason
even the
I
images
pay
have a limit.
for it.
The
If you're using
images,
the free thing.
the
You can
images have a
generate 3
limit,
right?
but
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
paying-
use it
I'm
for
paying for it
images.
just because I use it to generate images.
No, let me tell you, chat does a lot.
I go
of
through-
things,
Using the
bro.
DAL-E.
Wendy, I go
Chat
through
does a lot of
loads of
things.
documents,
Yeah.
especially for my side work. I go through loads of documents. So sometimes I'm going through so many documents and I want one single thing. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'll just put it into ChatGPT and say,
The-
go through
the
this and
size,
pick
yeah.
me.
It's
this-
Not- You
pick
see how
for
you
me
got
this.
DALL-E? Like when you go to those add-ons and you see all of them, you realize you can actually use many of them. So
Yeah,
you'd rather
more-
pay if you're
Yeah.
a heavy user.
Yeah.
Me, it's just man, they're more.
No, for me,
Gemini, what, chat,
the what? The return on investment is worth it. Like the $22 that I spend, it makes me more money. Yeah,
It
that's
makes
the only
sense.
reason I
Makes
do
sense.
it. If it
It's
was
like
not making
paying
money, I
for
wouldn't.
Canva Pro.
Mm.
You get things.
That never
It's
makes
getting
sense to me.
Canva, man.
bruh, what are we discussing today, man? What
Yeah,
are we
man.
discussing today?
I know, but I think my session should come before Mobster's subs.
Okay.
we are going to do primary living examination.
Oh,
God, that's
did you prepare
today?
that?
Yes.
Oh my God, bro.
Did that.
You're such a
I
wonderful
didn't
addition
bring
to
my
this
brain
podcast,
back.
bro.
I've
Honestly.
died.
Honestly, you're such a wonderful.
let me-
And when you have gas, like last week you were at half battery.
Eh.
Today it seems you're at 100%, bro.
I didn't bring my brain bag.
Nah.
That's none of our beeswax.
I move with
Bro,
mine,
your
bro. I
brain is
move
not
with mine.
detachable, bro.
Yeah.
You're moving with
Fair
it.
enough.
You think
You want it to
you
read.
think 12-year-olds reach that PLE class and be like, ma.
So
I
should we
forgot
do that
my
now?
brain."
Or
That would be
No,
fun.
but
yeah,
guys-
let's do that now. Let's do
Guys,
that
let
now.
me confess something. Let me not take
Okay.
full credit.
Okay.
Right? We
Chat.
talked about PLE. Really?
Hard to see.
No, it's an actual compilation of the
Questions.
actual questions that they
Okay.
put in newspapers and whatnot.
Cool.
But we talked about it on the last pod.
Yeah.
Right? A patron reached out, was like, "Oh my God, that's so fun. Let me compile it for you."
Oh, damn.
Shout out.
Shout out you,
Shout
man.
out.
Shout out
You guys are amazing, bro.
Faster than
You
name
guys
off
are
of my-
amazing.
Hard.
Hard.
Yeah. So all I needed for me, my part was, I reached out to him. I was like,
What are the questions?
"Brother,
Man, that's a patron,
That
man.
guy is such a G, man.
That guy is such a
That guy is
is
such a G,
shout
bro.
out to you,
Yeah.
That guy is such
man."
a
I saw him also commenting on
Mobster of the year.
South Africa thing.
Yeah. I didn't know the details he mentioned.
neither,
so,
bro.
Yeah, man.
Mobster
Shout out
of
you,
the
man.
year, yeah.
Mobster of
So-
the year.
For
I might
sure.
give you a gift personally from
Nah,
me.
Right?
We must.
So yeah.
Okay.
Should we do primary living examinations?
Yeah, because
Okay, I want to start with
Yeah,
that,
the
yeah,
topics that I have are not like burning topics. So
Okay.
it's a bit of
Neither
a slow
mine.
news week.
Neither mine.
So first of all, right now we're gonna do English next week.
Okay,
This week it's science and SST.
perfect. My favorite.
How about math?
My favorite subject.
That's too
Wrong
much.
pod,
That one we
wrong
have to
pod,
come.
wrong
We have to
pod.
come with clipboards and them ones there. That one will need time. No, but we
Are
should
you
do math
ready?
one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do math.
I'm ready.
What's pi?
What is pi?
20.
3.14. What is?
My guy. Yay!
Call me 22 over 7.
Yeah.
No, you just say the exact one.
Yeah.
The 3.14.
To be fair,
It's
it's,
also
22
22 over
22 over 7.
It
yeah.
is.
It is.
Yeah.
I thought that was wow.
Big
Okay.
brain, big brain.
Big brain. So we start with science or SST?
Let's start with science.
Science. Ate, are we all allowed to answer? Then you give us the correct one.
No.
Because guys might have dumb
No,
answers.
no. I have answers here, right? Like it has question and answer. So each of you, I'll ask you a question.
Okay.
And then you give me your answer.
How many questions are there for science? And this is
For science,
total.
I can tell you this whole document has 10 pages.
Jesus
We love
Christ.
it. Let's go.
As in,
Okay,
he tabulated them.
Let's go.
Hard,
Let's
hard.
You're
'Cause I
showing
wanna
us
know-
answers.
Are they? But
Let's
are they
go.
numbered? Because then we would know how many questions, and then we see how many each can.
They're not numbered, but I think I'm gonna do like, let's say like 3 rounds of science,
Okay.
3 rounds of SST.
Okay.
But
let's
like
do
if he fails, do
If
we
it-
answer?
yes.
Okay.
Sanke.
Nice.
Okay.
Sanke.
Yeah. Wakisha. Isn't it Wakisha?
No. Hey, you guys, it was on, it was called Tandaya Uganda.
What's that?
They'll be asking you questions, and if someone fails, another
Pass it
person
on to
from
the
the
next
audience is
person.
like Waka Sanke and takes up that question.
It was like a game show. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
People actually winning stuff.
Nice. Hard.
Okay. Melvin,
Mm.
what is the name of the final and longest segment of the small intestine?
The final and longest segment of the small intestine. I know this. Final and longest.
Sydney, why are you calculating?
Because I was
I'll
making.
cut
I was
out the
trying
thinking
to make
time.
sure which
Yeah.
one was.
Cut down the thinking time.
Yeah.
Is that
Processing.
the duodenum?
No.
What is it? Okay, I failed.
You
Oh wait.
Uh-huh.
Just tell me.
Isn't that my name?
Ilium.
Ilium.
I was literally going to say it, man.
Ilium. Eh?
You're supposed to pass it on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you
supposed
are.
to. Okay. Okay. This is the trial round.
Oh,
Let
okay.
this
Oh yeah. You can.
let this be the trial round.
Oh, should we have our cocktails during this?
Yes, I think
Yeah.
it's really funny.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Sydney, what name is given? This is easy. What name is given to the red pigment found in human blood?
Hemoglobin?
Correct.
Yeah.
Wendy, what name is given to the reddish-brown coating, that forms on metallic surfaces in the presence of sunlight and moisture?
It's called rust.
Correct.
Easy.
Give us the chemical compound.
Ferric oxide.
Not in P7,
What?
bro.
It's called ferric oxide.
Fair enough.
Very smart.
You guys.
Lord, what did I do?
Melvin, you're cooked.
What did I do? I forgot the guys I was dealing with, bro. I forgot I was dealing with computer guys, bro. All right, let's have
Okay.
it. So this is a real fast round
Now
now?
this is a real fast
Okay.
round.
Aight.
Melvin, what type of animal has breeds like chinchilla, Angora, and New Zealand white?
Rabbit. Yeah, that's more like it now. That's more like it.
what
Yeah.
you want?
That's better.
Sido, what do they call animals that chew cud and have a stomach with 4 chambers?
Ruminants.
Ruminants.
Yeah, ruminants. Yeah.
As in, why did you answer for he?
So whose point is that? Whose point is
No.
that?
I was saying rumen was one of the
Nah,
stomachs.
that's
So that's how I
Sanitary.
remember. That's how I
Sanitary.
remember.
It didn't count.
No, I didn't get it because I was trying to remember from the stomach name.
Ask him
So, yeah.
another one. Maybe.
Ask you another one.
Yeah.
What do they call the tiny stones found in the stomach of poultry that help with digestion?
The grinding stones. I won't
That's
lie.
a banger of a question.
I do not remember this. I do
Wait,
not remember.
Wendy, pass it on to Wendy.
But I just know that they're in the gizzard.
Yeah, was
I
it the
don't know what
gizzard?
they're called.
The gizzard. Yeah, it's actually the gizzard. Yeah. You're next then.
Do you know?
I don't remember this.
Whoever is able to give the answer gets a half point.
Are you telling?
Yes.
Damn, I didn't know you were telling.
None.
I have a dumb answer like gallstones, bro. So I'm just
You're going to kidney stones or something like that.
what are they called?
Great.
Grit.
Yes.
Grit.
That
Grit.
over
Grit.
sandpaper.
Grit. Yes. Grit.
Wendy.
Great.
This is our first round, right?
Yes.
So far, Melvin 1, Sydney 0. Wendy.
Actually won the first round.
No, that was trial.
That was a trial.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Wendy, what is the longest artery in the human circulatory system?
I'm not gonna cap. I know nothing about that shit.
Pass.
The longest they said.
Melvin.
The longest
Yes.
artery.
Yes.
The aorta.
Correct.
Okay. Hard.
I was waiting for you to say pulmonary artery.
Melvin. Has everything to say like vena cava? Vena cava is a vein.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But wait. I hope this is not one of the questions, but one of them was the reverse of the other, right? Because the arteries take oxygenated blood,
And the
then
veins.
the veins deoxygenated.
Yes.
But one of them, I think it's the vena cava, took oxygenated blood.
And the aorta takes
Or it
the
was a
deoxy-
pulmonary
You
vein.
guys are
something
now
like
cooking,
that.
bro.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
But let them cook as right now. Melvin has the highest points.
1.5.
Guys,
Yeah.
1.5, man. I won't lie.
Sydney, which part of the eye?
What do you mean, Sydney? It's me now.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was
that was
yes,
Wendy's,
It's
yeah.
actually you.
Yeah.
Melvin, which part of the eye captures light and transforms it into electric signals to the brain?
Iris. Captures light.
And transforms it into electric signals to the brain.
I'm not gonna lie, Iris
is
was
so
my
funny.
only guess.
Wrong. Sydney, pass to you.
Damn, because I know it, but I've forgotten. First, wait. I have to look at the parts of a camera.
Ah, guys.
I'm gonna call it the
You
sensor.
guys can cook.
That's literally what
Not
it
the
does.
lens. Yeah? Wait, damn. Captures light.
And
So
transforms
it's at the
it
back of the eye.
into
that curved thing at
electric
the back of
signals to
eye.
the brain.
The curved thing at the back of the eye. Because that's what captures. It's not the iris. It's not the cornea. You know what? Pass. And I'm going to be so
When-
pissed when I get it.
This is a cochlea.
No.
And cochlea is in the ear.
Cochlea is in the ear. I expected Melvin to know this because in my stories I have told him 100 times. The retina is brain tissue that
Retina,
extends
Ras.
into
Retina.
the eye.
Jesus Christ.
The retina. When the image
Retina.
is reversed.
That
like
word
so,
was not
where it
even
falls.
in my
Yeah,
brain,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, the retina.
I'll tell you that.
The retina.
That's what I had to
Damn,
pass
quizzes
that.
are hard, bro. When you're special, you don't
The eye
remember
question would have been
that.
yours.
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Sydney, how long is the gestation period of elephants?
Elephants, 11 months. A year and a year and 2 months.
And 2 months is 14 months? No.
Windeck.
Windeck?
I think they're like humans.
No. Those are like cows that have
It's more
like
than
9
humans.
months.
Okay, I'm just going to go on a limb and say 20 months.
Almost
Close.
had it.
18?
22 months.
22. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I know it's long.
I wasn't going to guess that.
Wendy. Yeah. Give an example of one poultry vice.
Vice. Hey.
Feather pecking.
What?
Feather pecking.
That is true. That's not our answer here, but that is one of the vices.
Yeah.
What's the big thing again?
The big.
No,
And
no,
they
no.
debake so that they don't do that.
Yeah.
But there's feather pecking, but then there's one where they real cook the chicken. That's a different name.
They here they put cannibalism where
Yeah,
they
that's one of them as
yeah.
well. Yeah.
Melvin. What
So
is-
does Wendy get the point?
yes,
Yeah, he
he
does.
does.
What's the score now?
1.501.
But I feel like you've been guessing more things right. Am I bugging?
He guesses other people's things.
Oh, okay.
Getting herbs, yeah?
Now, my questions are biased, bro.
Okay, Melvin. What is the only metal that is liquid at room temperature?
Liquid at room temperature, mercury.
Correct.
This guy is getting all the easy
No,
questions.
I'm going in the flow of the question. Really, you got vices of chicken. Really?
Yeah,
Nick,
relax.
give them to me.
Thingy. Sydney. What fruit is associated with Isaac Newton and gravity?
Apple.
Correct.
Finally.
If you fail
Finally.
I was thinking
iPhone does it.
Finally, an easy question.
Man. Great.
When
Yeah, grit is nuts, bro. But I guess if you're in P7, like that's an easy question.
Yeah. It must be.
Uh-huh.
So if you work in lab,
okay,
in a
Wendy.
carpentry
Yeah.
workshop, you will know that.
Sandpaper.
Wendy,
Yes.
what gas do plants absorb from the air?
That's an easy. Yeah.
Concerning with chemistry.
Uh-huh.
So plants are taking carbon dioxide.
Correct.
Nice.
Melvin.
This is the last round
Now this is the last
of
round.
science.
Yes. What is the name of the process where a substance goes directly from a solid to a gas without becoming a liquid?
Solid to gas.
Solid to gas.
Solid
Yeah.
to gas.
Solid to gas.
Solid to gas without becoming a liquid.
Wow.
Cannot be evaporation. Has to be.
To gas. Yeah. Should make it easy for you.
Yeah.
Solid to gas, you said. Why is that mind telling me like combustion?
You're remembering the opposite of evaporation.
Solid to gas. Nah, I'm not going to remember this one.
Pass to Sydney.
It's definitely not evaporation. It's not condensation. Diffusion?
No.
I'm wrong. What is it again?
Sublimation.
Correct.
Sublimation. Crazy. Well done.
Wow, well done, Wendy. Wow.
I would not
When you're
remember
editing,
that
put
one.
for yourself the claps.
Sublimation.
Wow,
I
wow,
would
wow,
never
wow.
remember
Nuts.
sublimation.
That used to
That's
play me
nuts.
It was not coming. I
It was
promise you.
not
So,
coming.
Amazon, yeah, pause.
Sydney, what is the name of the process in which plants lose water through the tiny pores in their leaves?
Transpiration?
Correct.
Mm.
Clap.
Those last two questions have come in clutch for me.
Yeah.
Wendy,
That's Melvin.
No, it's you now.
Wendy.
It's you now.
Hey, it was Melvin.
Yeah.
yes.
What do you have now? 3?
No.
This will be the third.
2.5.
2.5.
2.5.
Yes.
2.5. 2.
2. Wendy, what is the powerhouse of the cell?
Powerhouse of a cell. The powerhouse of a cell. A human cell.
Any cell.
He said that cell.
No, I want to know.
I think it's
Cells are two. They are dry cells and actual human cells.
Human cells, not dry cells. Like
Dry
actual.
cells is
Science.
funny.
primary school science.
Is it for the powerhouse
Don't think
of,
about
powerhouse
Duracell,
of
bro.
Panasonic?
Yeah. No.
Powerhouse. Okay, let me call it. When I say biology,
Nah.
Me,
Melvin?
nucleus.
No, that's the middle part.
Is that not the powerhouse
No.
of a cell?
That's cell.
Is it mitochondria?
Correct.
There we
Mad.
go.
And thus we end the science.
Is that the
round.
end?
Yes.
Crazy. 2.5
With
for all of
a
us.
tie of 2.5 going around.
Crazy.
Come back for Sydney.
Mitochondria.
Yeah.
That's a pull, bro. Jesus Christ, man.
Okay. time
Straight to
for.
SST.
We're going to do a trial round.
Of SST.
Then yes,
Okay.
then 3 rounds of SST.
Civics.
Yeah, this one here might cook me. This one here.
Everyone's of like, how many districts does Uganda
Yeah, I
have?
don't read newspapers, but I can't remember.
A trial round. A bunch of capital city questions, but let's skip those.
What?
Eh?
Why?
Kawa, let them be the trial round questions.
Yeah.
You just want easy questions, okay. Melvin, what is the capital city of Egypt?
Cairo.
Correct. Melvin. Sydney, what is the capital city of Nigeria?
Abuja.
Correct. Wendy, what is the capital city of the Netherlands?
The Netherlands. I know it. What is it? Amsterdam.
Correct. So, trial round over.
Yeah.
Now we are
Crazy
Tally.
that was. They're asking kids and stuff in
now we are done.
primary school has changed.
Do you guys remember that show back in the day where they would invite universities?
Yes.
I forgot what it's called, but yeah.
We need to look. That's going to be the name of this segment.
MOOC, UCU.
MIT.
Mob Jazz University. in fact. Mob Jazz University.
Uni. So, Melvin,
Yeah.
which wealthy African leader was famed for always having a battalion of women bodyguards?
Gaddafi.
Correct. Next time, I want both names.
Muammar Gaddafi.
With a title.
Yeah. Emperor.
Sydney. Who was the first post-independence president of Kenya?
Of Kenya. Damn, I mix Kenya and Tanzania. Moi? Arap Moi, is it? I'm wrong, yeah?
Wrong. Pass.
Kenyatta.
Correct.
Both
That's
names.
so
both
dumb.
names. Both
That
names.
is so dumb.
Of mixing Kenya and Tanzania, yet Kenya literally has a legacy.
Kenya, bro. Yeah.
That
like,
is so dumb.
Bro, both names.
because they have
Jomo
been to
Kenyatta.
Kenyatta.
Yes.
Said who? Jomo.
Jomo Kenyatta.
Yeah.
Yes.
Said Julius Kenya.
Wendy. Who was Uganda's first president?
First president was Sir. Bro, why am I forgetting our Kavaka's name? The
Sir?
first Sir Edward Mutesa the first.
He was a sir.
He was a sir. He was not the first, though. But he was the second. But you still get a point. Sir Edward Mutesa the second.
Hey, not the first.
Yeah.
It's a
Correct.
point.
Nice.
Sir Edward, he said Sir Edward,
Edward Mutesa
Mutesa
the first.
first. But I'll give him a
Ah,
point.
cool.
Melvin.
1.5 Windex.
1.5 win deck. One. Melvin, who is the current vice president of Uganda?
The current. When is that saying that current jazz?
Vice president of you are going to say second. Who is the current vice president?
The current. Her
It was
name
due by
is.
Poppy. That's when that's
Yes.
that.
Vice presidents are notorious for keeping quiet.
And she has mob jazz.
Yes. Hey, it's going to make us look so dumb.
Right? You guys are watching like, when are these
What happened?
guys?
This guy is a podcast. An information podcast.
Wendy, you have to cut out all the breaks, but we have to look like we just give the answer, man.
Bro, and meanwhile, I see this lady all the time and she kills me. Okay, so the vice president, right? The vice president. It's not Jessica Lupo, is it?
It is Jessica.
Crazy,
Correct.
crazy. Because you see, Jessica.
The what?
Back when I was still in school, she was the sports super education. and
Yeah,
something
so
like that.
something like that.
Jessica Lupo die and kill me. That means the prime minister will kill me.
Anita
Ah, yes, the
And-
prime minister.
No.
Is it
What's her
Anita
name?
Mo?
The
I was mixing
Among
those
the
two.
vice president.
Nabanja.
Nabanja is the one who kills me. Yeah.
I was
Jessica
torn
Lupo is
between
the vice
Anita Mo
president.
and Jessica Lupo. I was waiting for you to mention one.
And then you said other. Jessica Lupo. Shout out Jessie.
Shout
Okay.
out
Lupo.
Jessie, man.
Yeah.
Sydney.
Yeah.
Which country did Kwame Nkrumah lead to independence?
Kwame Nkrumah.
They're really teaching these kids some
Some
really
good
broad.
stuff.
Yeah, I'm very impressed.
That's interesting. I promise you, yeah? Okay, it's... I was going to say Libya. Crazy. Kwame Nkrumah. Liberia? Wrong, eh?
Pass.
That's Ghana.
Correct.
Ghana.
Wait, is it because Wendy's
If
a
it
year?
had
Is
reached me.
it because Wendy's a year younger than us? Like he left primary
Yeah,
more
they had
recently.
nothing
than
to
I
do
promise
with
you.
It's
age
cool.
or
Papa
school
will establish this
time.
guy is a grown man. He has been pretending. This guy is an adult.
Kwame Nkrumah. That's actually Ghana, yeah.
Wendy, which explorer?
What is Wendy at now? He got a half in the first.
He got a half in the
He has
first. Then
gotten
he
2
got
of your
his
points.
own.
Yeah.
Wendy has 2 full points.
He has 2.
2 full points.
Yes.
Oh, because he got his own and then
Yes.
2 of Sydney.
Yes.
Oh, hard. What do I have? I have 2 as well.
You have 2.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Wendy, which explorer circumnavigated Lake Victoria?
Circumnavigated.
Victoria.
I remember this is what taught me the word circumnavigated. I was more
Really?
fascinated by the word. Yeah.
So I can't say Samuel Baker because I don't think he's the one. I could guess. Honestly,
Who would you guess? Just guess.
Didn't you guess Baker?
yes.
That wasn't a guess.
I think that wasn't. Who is your guess?
Who discovered the source of River Nile?
Mm-hmm. Circumnavigate and discovering 2 different
different,
things.
Okay, let me just stick to Sir Samuel Baker.
No. Pass
I've
to
decolonized my mind.
The Pan-Africanist in
Decolonized
you.
my mind, bro.
You released yourself
But
of that trauma.
My guess is going to be John Speak.
Correct.
Okay, let's get it. Yeah,
Was
let's
John
get it, let's
Huntington
get it.
speak?
Yeah, Speak Resort Munyonyo Minol is what
Really?
Speak Resort Munyonyo is what it
Really?
is.
It's crazy. 2.5 for Melvin.
Nice,
What did
nice,
Logan do?
nice.
Frederick Lugard. I think he built Fort Potro, something like that.
No,
Yeah,
that
he-
is
He
that
didn't
is
know.
something Poto. What was his name?
Gerard Poto.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was Gerard Poto. You're right.
Something like
What did you do, right?
Sydney.
that. I don't know, bro.
Let's leave Lugard. Sydney.
Oh no, who is this? Isn't it mine?
Oh, it's actually
it's
yours.
actually mine.
Yeah.
Melvin. Where in East Africa was the oldest human skull found by Dr. LSB Leakey?
I want Melvin's
And I want the
questions.
place. I don't just want the country.
I want Melvin's questions.
I know it's in Tanzania, and I think it was Old Vai Gorge.
Correct.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah.
Old Vai
You want Melvin's question, Sydney? Do you know what the next question is?
Old Dubai Gorge. I wanted that one because
Really?
I failed Kwame Nkrumah.
Can I tell you the next question?
I failed Kwame Nkrumah.
Perfect,
Who was-
perfect timing.
Who was the
perfect timing,
president of
perfect
the
timing.
USA in 2011?
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Barack
Thank you,
Obama.
thank you.
Correct.
Loki?
And
I
that's
panicked.
Thank you so much.
Barack Obama.
Ah, man.
And that is Windex. Okay, perfect timing. This is the last round, right? Is it?
No, this is the second round.
Second last? I didn't know have you drunk before we finish. It's a celebration
I
drinks.
wanted to test.
Yo, since the last time, let's take a quick break actually, because since the last time, Sido said he had never had a margarita
A
before.
margarita, yeah.
So these are the margaritas, bro. Cheers, man.
Glass is different.
Windex. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. These are held
I have
like
to use
these
the
are held
salt
like
side,
this.
yeah?
Are we supposed to use our right hand or
Left-handed.
It adds,
The salt.
the salt side is the
it
right
adds
side?
something.
But if you find salt in my beer,
What is this beer?
it's a good.
That's liquor.
That's liquor.
I'm feeling it slowly, like
Yeah.
going through like my chest. They're like,
Cool. I won't lie, yeah?
Lovely.
Good cocktail. I
Lovely.
prefer Long Island, though.
The salt does something.
good
Okay,
cocktail.
too soon. First sip. Don't rate it
sipped.
after the first sip. Rate it after the drink is complete, bro.
Sydney has gotten a point on the president of the US in 2011.
2011
Yeah.
was Obama's second term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because his
First
08.
term,
No, it
end
was
of
first term.
term.
First term was
Okay,
08.
still in.
08,
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
End of first term.
Hard. Shout out Obama.
Wendy, which Kabaka of Buganda ordered the killing of the Uganda martyrs?
Kabaka Mwanga.
Correct.
Correct. Happy Matters Day, by the way, is coming up next week.
Right.
By the
Happy
time you guys
Matters
are
Day,
here,
guys.
it will be Matters Day, or it will be the day after Matters Day.
Matters Day is Wednesday. It will be Matters
Okay, the
Day.
patrons will have
Oh, no,
this
it's-
on
no, it-
Matters Day.
No, Matters Day is actually
The patrons
Tuesday.
will have
Yeah,
this
the patrons
before
will have this
Matters Day.
And the
They get it on
YouTubers will have
Tuesday
it
now.
after.
It was Monday.
No, they get Tuesday and Thursday. Yeah, we're still, but they've
Still
been getting
figuring it
Tuesday.
out.
Question.
Uh-huh.
Did Mwanga have a Christian name?
He wasn't with that Christian
The
jazz,
guy
bro.
who burnt guys for being Christian.
Actually,
have
he
a
was,
Christian
I think he was Muslim, was he?
I don't know.
He might have been Muslim.
Was he?
Okay, also
I was about to start some funny jazz, but let me save it for
Okay,
Patreon.
given
Yeah,
name.
be
Never had a
easy,
given
be
name.
easy,
Yeah,
be
be
easy.
easy. No.
Yeah, but yeah. Are we allowed to shout out Kawaka Manga?
Shout out. Why?
Okay,
Because
maybe not on Matters Day.
Yeah,
Maybe
no,
the only day we can shout
We
it.
can, we can.
Yeah, but
catch us in July.
yeah.
Moving.
So now this is the last round.
This is the last round.
Okay. Yo, the Long Island man is being cooked. What's wrong, bro?
That's salt, bro.
No, don't like the salt's supposed to be in your mouth, bro. Don't
I've been like-
don't take a salt to your throat. It's not a shot, bro.
No, it's
pause.
not a short. You're
Yeah.
supposed to.
That salt is.
It's supposed
that's
to
what
play
you
with
make
it
my
in
duodenum right
it's
now.
supposed-
Yeah, your ilium, bro.
It's
The
supposed,
last.
to, it's supposed to melt into the drink and you swallow them together.
Yes.
Melvin,
Margarita etiquette, man.
who is the famous leader of Ethiopia that was nicknamed Rastafari?
Rastafari, Haile Selassie,
Correct.
I want his question.
It's also add emperor, bro.
Emperor Haile Selassie.
Emperor, but Gaddafi was a colonel, not emperor.
Mbo Emperor Gaddafi.
Kano Mama
Sydney.
Gaddafi.
You remember?
Sydney. What is the longest river in the world? More obvious than you think.
There are two, man. Like, it depends on the study.
I know the
Answer the one they
in
would ask in
Uganda.
PLE.
Okay,
Yes,
River
yeah.
Nile.
Correct.
Busy.
River Mississippi.
It was discovered that the Amazon was...
Imagine you said writing in USST paper, but it was recently discovered.
Yeah.
The Amazon is
As per this report from Nat Geo, relax.
the Amazon is 2.3 meters longer than chill.
To be fair, it's just like that, like 200 meters.
Yeah.
But River Nile.
Wendy,
Nile is a river.
what is the name given to the brutal oppressive system that existed in South Africa before independence?
The appetite.
Yeah, if you had failed, I was going to remind you how you are on your phone doing that South Africa topic last week. I see you be on your phone.
Correct.
Yeah.
And thus ends the PLE round.
That was fire. That was fire.
Who won? Who were the most points?
Wendy.
Wendy had 4.
What?
Yeah.
Wendy ended. You remember you ended 2.5
Yeah.
on science round.
Yeah.
Wendy passed every round and collected 2 of Sydney's rounds.
Oh, yes.
Wendy
Wendy
was
has
this
4.
week winner, but we continue next week.
We go again
English
next
comprehension.
week. We
I
go
want to
English.
study.
Next week is English. But
Comprehension
how
and
do you
composition.
study English,
Yeah.
really?
Hey, when they tell you blank and blank,
How do you know what we're
combine
going to do
the
in
question.
English?
No,
we
you
should
know,
just keep doing science.
no,
Oh,
you know,
me
English
too.
questions be like,
I like English, bro.
Mbo dash Mary
Mary has a dog.
dash John
Sarah has a
have
cat.
ever been to Silo.
Uh-huh.
Fill in the blanks. Neither Mary nor John have ever been to Silo.
Those things
Stuff
of
like that.
but begin
Begin
with but
hardly.
and use also.
After PLE, can we do some O level and A level?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I agree. Them more concept questions.
But A level, did we
some
all
physics
did
and
we all
chemistry.
do arts in A level? Weren't you a science?
O level. O level.
Yeah, I said O level and A level. Weren't you a science? Sydney?
I did Meg.
We can do
Weren't
like
you a science,
economics.
Mapem guy.
Hey,
Economics.
brother.
Economics.
Wendy's a PEM guy.
Yeah.
Wendy, you did A
Gives
level
pen.
physics.
He gives pen.
You think he
You're
knew
not our mate.
He gives pen. He gives pen.
He does give.
them guys?
Does he give? Yeah, but by the way, he gives
Pen,
PEM.
Meg, those guys were very similar.
PEM and Meg guys were similar. Yeah, PEM and Meg guys were guys who like they were chill. They could like chill with arts guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
They
used to
weren't
chill
like
arts guys. Yeah.
PCM guys. They weren't.
Yeah. But funny enough, so there's this paper in math, paper 2, called mechanics. And the physics guys had mechanics in physics.
Yeah.
So now
That's going to
us
say
who
was
did,
in mechanics in physics.
exactly. Now us who did make BCM without physics, that paper,
First was like one
we used
subject.
to get like F9s, bro. Yeah. So these guys used to bathe in that one.
So you, when he was doing physics, was it exactly the same?
Yeah, it was exactly the same.
Exactly.
So what's the
Though
point?
it had some minor differences, especially when it came to gravitational constant. The gravity in physics was different from that of math.
9.8 and 10, I think. Was it?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something very vital. In A-level physics, is there any theory?
Yeah, there is.
Yes.
There is.
I need to know if it's
There's
purely
a lot of
purely
theory,
calculations.
Yeah, there is.
But yeah, man.
This was so fun, man. This was so
That's
fun.
fire.
This
That's
was so
fire.
fun.
I
Can we
lost
do like
this
a?
week, but-
Can we do spelling one soon.
Yes.
Spelling
Yeah.
B.
Yes.
Spelling bee will be fire.
Yes.
Spelling bee will be
Crazy.
fire.
But shout out
like
to Uganda
that.
National Examinations Board.
Yeah, shout out UNEB, bro. You guys are cooking. I'm
Who was
impressed
the light
actually.
skinned guy when we were doing it?
Mahatma Gandhi.
Was it Mamdani?
You guys,
Where
I'm
did
so
Gandhi
sorry.
come from?
Mamdani was not the name.
It was Mamdani.
Was it?
Yeah, something Mamdani.
let me
Why the
Guys,
hell
I'm
did
lost. Who are you talking
Why
about?
the hell
There's a
did
light
I,
skinned guy who was the head of UNEB when we were.
why the hell did I say
Yeah.
Mahatma Gandhi? No, but that-
You're
no,
not a
but that-
serious adult.
but
You're not a serious adult, bro. Yeah.
Just brought you
there's someone on last week's photo commented. But bro, Casper has been killing me. You can tell that the drink
Cocktail
gave
has
her.
jumped in.
Yeah,
Had it
yeah,
clapped
yeah.
you? It seemed it had clapped you.
It had come, but I can tell you this. I came on last Saturday. I was operating at 45%.
Yeah, you are very.
If someone listens to this pod directly after listening to last week's pod, the difference will
even
be,
if they listen to the Patreon
Yeah.
after listening to the
Yeah.
main pod, it
Yeah.
was day and night, bro.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What else are we doing? What else are we doing?
Who is Matthew Bukenya?
There's
That's
that guy.
not
He
him.
was called
There was a light-skinned guy.
Mahmoud Mamdani, something like that.
Was
No,
it?
it's Muhammad. It's Muhammad.
It's not Muhammad. It's
Mr. Mamdani. What is his other name?
You guys, I promise you, that's not the name I remember.
Okay, you.
But I might be bugging.
Yeah, you'll find out. You'll find out. You'll find out. What else is in the? What else is in the note? I feel like I'd put something else in that note. Love, Death and Robots, bro.
The new
This is
season.
going to be a quick one because Casper, I don't think you watched Love, Death and Robots. Have you watched it yet?
Yes.
Sid, have you watched it?
How many episodes were there? 4?
10.
10, yeah.
10. Oh, I watched the first
He
4.
was.
I
He
don't think I
was
watched
called Mahmoud Mamdani,
He's the one, eh?
an Indian-born Ugandan academic,
Yeah.
author, and political commentator.
Yeah.
Probably the one. Yeah.
Daniel.
Yeah. Mbu Mahatma.
Thoughts? What are you guys' thoughts on the season? So you've watched the first 4 episodes.
Yeah, because I watched it when it came out, and I think there were 4 episodes then. I didn't know they added.
There were 4 episodes when it came out.
Yeah, because it
Remember
wasn't
the time I
complete.
They
watched
dropped
it,
10.
It was complete.
It dropped as 10.
I watched it that day it came out. There were 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Again, not as good as the first seasons, but there's an episode I really enjoyed, at least from the 4 I watched. That episode with the little people fighting the aliens.
Tough.
Cold episode, bro.
I won't lie.
Still my favorite.
What do you think?
Little people. Oh,
That episode was hard.
crazy.
That episode
Oh,
was
but
hard.
to be fair, I also
Scene
liked-
was down.
I liked the Red Hot Chili Peppers thing. It was just a song.
That was episode 1.
But yeah, episode 1.
I didn't
But
like
it's
it.
because I love that song.
We're like puppets.
Yeah, I love that
Actually,
song.
didn't like it.
Love that song.
Maybe the song, maybe.
I won't lie. I think this is the best season of Love, Death and Robots.
Is it? Okay,
I
maybe
don't
I
think-
need to finish it.
I don't think it's close. I
What
think
were the
that this
episodes?
is the broadest
Mm-hmm.
that they've done in terms of like styles, in terms of themes, in terms of like, bro, I just feel like they scratched every itch, bro. Like they reached every corner
Wait.
of animation in this season, bro.
I remembered.
One which was so sick to me.
Yeah.
It was this. It was like a reverend.
Man, that dolphin episode.
Bro.
Yo, that
Haven't
episode.
watched that one.
And that
That
episode is 5
was
minutes long, bro.
nice.
Like 5-7 minutes long. Oh my god,
Were
bro.
those humans?
So the guy was human. Those guys were human.
Really?
But the thingies were the aliens
The
were the ones that were
octopus-like thingy.
that were like CGI'd.
Yeah, it was CGI.
And they've never done that before, using like actual humans
Wait.
in an episode.
This is a separate episode from the chick who was in space with like a.
Yes.
Yeah, it
different
was
episode.
different episode.
Yeah, different episode.
That one also had like a tentacle, like.
No, this is a hit. That episode. This episode is hilarious, bro. It's hilarious. Yeah. I think it's the best scene of Love, Death and Robots. I just wanted to say that, man. Like, if you haven't watched that show, Love, Death and
I need
Robots,
to finish it.
please watch it, bro.
'Cause for
And
me,
it's such
season
an.
1 is still my
Is it
favorite.
an anime
This is
show?
better.
Think Black Mirror, like you know them ones that
Stop.
don't follow.
Stop there. I don't know anymore.
No, it's
Ah.
No,
I
but see
didn't
for
like
you, you
Black
like
Mirror.
yeah, but you like animation, right?
Yes.
Like
Are you a
Avatar: The
Marvel
Last
fan?
Airbender.
Marvel fan.
She likes Avatar, so I think
Yes,
she likes
I
anime.
love Avatar.
So,
I love Marvel.
What I
If
mean
you
by
love
Black
Marvel, you
Mirror,
would like it.
Like old Marvel, not current Marvel.
what I mean by Black Mirror is not the concept. It's the fact that each episode is its own thing.
Sydney, your
That's what I
eyebrows look fantastic today. Sidebar, but we proceed.
I think
Maybe coming in for another small shot.
Everybody's gonna zoom
Guys,
in.
you don't know how to take a quality.
They say thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, your eyebrows
Thank you.
look-
That's a tough
Do they?
reaction,
They're
bro.
giving today.
Hey, let me see.
Are they?
Nah,
You
Buzz
won't-
being normal, Buzz
you
don't-
won't
I don't know how to be normal
Yeah, I don't
anymore,
think
man.
you
You
don't.
won't
I
Stop
see
have
trying
what.
to be cute.
Yeah, don't be cute. Don't pout. This nigga bit his lower lip. I can't.
Yo, no, I think you like Love That. Also, because the episodes are so short,
Yeah.
How
so you always feel like
7
you
to
have
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Some are 5.
7 to
Some are
10?
Yeah.
15.
How long is the season?
So some have 21
10
episodes,
episodes.
21 minutes. Some have. It depends on the episode.
10 episodes.
Yeah.
So you can watch the whole show in an hour.
Yes,
Sure can.
people binge watch.
can.
You think I like that?
No, let me not
I
lie
think-
to you.
I like
Love Death
shows.
Robots.
I like shows that one season is going to take me 12 hours.
Oh, that's
you
not
live
this kind of
satisfied.
show.
You live
This
satisfied.
one, animation type is different.
What type
so-
of animation? Like, give me something with a similar type of animation
There's nothing.
Every
in the world.
It has
Animation is
every
there.
type
Every
of-
episode has a
like,
different
It's
type
made
of
from
animation.
different studios.
Oh,
You
wow.
get-
That's
it's not
interesting.
one studio.
Where do
Different
I-
ones.
Where do I find it?
Netflix.
Netflix. Watching Love, Death, and Robots feels like they just got the best. They got like the best animators or the best creators and said, "Yo, just give us your wildest idea."
And,
And,
some
like,
of them are
we'll put it
directed
up.
by like actual celebrities.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
Kevin Hart in this thing.
Kevin Hart, there was Kid Cudi in one of the
Can
previous
I
things.
ask, is it super boyish?
No, it's just cool. It's just a cool
Some
show.
episodes, I won't
Because Tim Miller
lie.
is the creator. Eh?
Like,
Tim Miller.
Yes, Tim Miller is the creator.
But how can you be the creator of Love, Death, and Robots?
Okay,
Like,
the
compiler,
original
the curator.
idea. Or maybe the original
yeah.
idea
like
came from him.
executive producer
Maybe, yeah.
of the entire thing.
Yeah.
But each episode has its own executive producer.
I love, and now that I finished this season, I can't wait for the day that like I rewatch Love, Death, and Robots. Bro.
Like all of them.
Like just rewatch the show.
Here's the thing. I
Such
feel
a
like
good show, man.
Netflix bathed with this one because I feel like it's something that can't end, bro.
True, yeah, you can.
Yeah,
Like,
it
it
can go
will not
forever.
end.
It's so cool.
What season are they on now?
Oh,
For
Okay.
but
I'll try.
man.
And I
I'll
didn't even
try
know
it
there
out
were
and
other 6
come-
episodes.
I'll try it out and come give you
In a
guys.
single
My
sitting,
favorite
you
is
can
still
watch
season
it,
1
yeah.
That
But
what?
maybe I need to finish
They,
this
they,
one.
they, they sing in a
Yeah.
single sitting.
Yeah.
You can watch it all.
I wonder if like you see how we said we'll do a mob jazz film thing. First of all, Silo wants to host that thing.
Easy.
Yeah,
Fun.
maybe I'm jumping the gun, but they're super down to host that.
Fantastic.
But
And
do you think
people have
would,
been asking me as well.
do you think it would be sick to do like Love, Death, and Robots?
No.
Like a season of Love, Death, and Robots?
I think it would not be that crowd.
That wouldn't be the
I think people want like an actual movie.
Okay, we'll see.
But we'll see. We'll see.
see,
We,
yeah.
we can ask.
Yeah.
We'll start with the patrons. Yeah.
So are we doing any other topics?
Small sidebar before we
Okay.
go move on to our topic or to Mobster subs. Also, we have a bunch of subs that I want to do on YouTube.
Casper's reapplying.
I'm reapplying lip gloss and I wanted to say, guys, as only girl on this pod, my favorite lip gloss is done. Does the pod want to buy?
How much
Let's
is
bring
it?
and we see what the
How
brand
much
is.
is that lip gloss?
It's
'Cause
NYX. It's only 45,000.
45,000 Ugandan shilling. I won't hold you. I won't hold you. I just spent not
Not a cute amount on an extension cable.
No, but also I've spent an insane amount on lip gloss before. So 45 bob we can
it's
discuss.
kawa.
We can discuss.
No,
it.
like if you get it directly from those people who bring things off of Amazon.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
like
like an outside
45.
thing.
But they don't sell
Yeah.
it here.
No, now if you buy it from like makeup studios, like those of Mona,
Yeah.
why do you sell this thing at 70 something?
But we can support Mona.
No, we're getting it at 45k.
Why?
Because I respect MJP fans. I respect the patrons fans.
Yeah, but you've been
But
doing such a
Mona-
good job.
Mona is our friend.
Allow us to gift you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Allow us
I
to
want
gift
no,
yourself.
I want it
Mona
at
is our friend.
45.
Yeah, shout out Mona.
Shout out
Mona,
Mona.
So to be discussed.
To be
Yes,
discussed.
so if any mobster wants to buy this
fat
thing
oil,
for
professional makeup, lip gloss. If you guys want to buy her a pack of 30,
A pack of 30.
chick might open a business.
Yeah.
I agree.
So I feel like we want us to do subs.
Yeah, I
Before we
have
do subs, can we just quickly discuss the state of the nation real quick?
Yes.
You guys see the Minister of Finance
Yes.
yesterday?
Yeah. In
No, I
the
didn't.
chamber.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't. What happened?
Was it yesterday?
Long story short, I don't
Or
know
the
when
day
it
before?
was.
I think it was
I'm
the
not
day
sure when
before.
it was.
Yeah.
Long story short, the government is borrowing 500 something million
580, I
euros.
think.
Yeah.
Huh?
500 something million euros. Yeah.
80, 58.
500 something million
Let me get the
euros
number.
for infrastructure development. Which raises our national debt to guess. Who wants to guess? What do you think our national debt is?
I think our national debt is about 7 trillion.
Cute. What do you think it is?
No idea.
You must know what it is.
Yeah.
Trillion.
$29 billion.
Dollars. How much is Ugandan shillings?
I don't want to know. I do not know, but I don't want to know, man. Because what I know is this thing that they're borrowing, this 500 whatever million euros, is a trillion shillings. Maybe more, right?
500 million euros.
Yeah, it's maybe
Including from...
a
So it's
trillion
multiple sources.
Yeah.
It is coming from a bunch of banks,
Yes.
including Afri-Exim.
Yeah.
And so Afri-Exim is an Egyptian bank. That is 270 million euros. Then 230 will be Eco Bank Uganda, Development Bank of Southern Africa.
Yeah.
Those two. Yeah. So Uganda's total stock of public debt jumped 18% from 29.1 billion last year.
So we're up 18% from the
From
29.
29 billion.
Let me ask
Because
something.
I also knew 29 billion.
Let me ask something. How come the debt never reduces? Why does it only go up?
How would it reduce?
Here's the thing, yeah?
Because I guess the purpose of you borrowing is so that you start to pay back at some point.
Yes. Yes.
Let
At
me
what
ask
point do
you
we start
this.
paying back?
Let me ask you this. Do you know why they borrow?
Why they borrow?
Yeah.
They've told you infrastructure development.
No. Do you know why they have to rely on
Because there's not enough
on
money.
debt funding?
Yeah, there's not enough money, not enough revenue, right?
The budget exists in a deficit. We spend more than we earn, right? So if we can't afford to cater to our expenditure, our daily maintenance expenditure, how are we supposed to cater to debt repayment?
So what have we been doing with the money we've been borrowing? Because that's my issue.
That's a
First
question.
of all, I
That's a
remember
question.
whenever guys say Mbuda Express is the most expensive road in the world, they say at that toll that we pay, it's supposed to be repaid somehow.
For the next 30 years.
Why don't they ever give us a report on that, Jazz?
No.
They report to us when they are borrowing the dimes. They never report to us on the
because-
refunding.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the expressway a PPP,
Yeah, it was.
a public-private partnership?
Explain
a
that
PPP
further. Yeah.
is a public-private partnership.
Okay.
So basically, a public-private partnership is a situation in which the government contracts with a private entity to develop public infrastructure. So there are different types of PPPs. The most common one is BOTs, build, own, transfer. Build, operate, transfer. So like, let's say you get let's say some Chinese farm, right? They have the money to build the road there and then. You don't as a government.
Yes.
So you contract with them. They build the road. They operate said road for a certain number of years to get back the money that they invested.
That is exactly
You
what
get?
it is.
Yes. So the toll is them getting back their money.
Yeah.
So depending on the contract, they might let's say calculate and say, for us to get back our money, if we are making said amount of money roughly per day, we are going to operate for 25 years.
So
We're going to operate this road for 25 years.
it is definitely a PPP. Me, I had PCP. So me, I was thinking China, which is where it's
No,
from.
PPP. So all the money that's being earned, or at least majority of it, because also these private entities, some of them are privately backed, like they have the equity. Their equity is enough to cover the finances, but most of them also have debt financing.
So this pod is going to be called MJPS, Mob Jazz Primary School.
You have to put it in full though.
Mob Jazz Primary
Primary
School.
school,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
cool.
So
With a
some,
note.
so some of these private firms also acquire debt, be it in their home countries, whatever. So they structure them. It's their responsibility to accept a contract that is structured to enable them pay off their debt and earn a profit, because they don't just partner with governments for fun. This is a business for them. So they ought to be able to earn a profit. It has to be profitable to them. So those tolls, that money is not going directly to the government. That money is going to the private entity that has built and is operating this infrastructure for said amount of years. So when it officially hands over, now like Umeme was a PPP but of a lease form. So Umeme handed back over. The government did not renew their contract after 20 years, 2025. So they handed over back to the Ugandan government this thing of distributing electricity in Uganda. Umeme was a private farm. So it's something like that. So that means the tolls and the money being charged and whatnot, now like for Yaka, majority of the money was going to Umeme, the private farm. You get. But you see, because they're working with government, someone just says, man, Umeme has not, man, electricity, wanange, government.
But this is my question. So does that mean that...
Oh, but also, guys, mobsters, please. First of all, I'm boozed right now.
Not 100%, yeah.
It's not 100%, but I'm also boozed right now. And also, my PPP exam last week gave me hot chibox.
So for you,
you're not speaking to an
take your
expert.
jazz with.
You're not speaking to an expert. You're speaking to a babe who hopes she didn't have a
What
retake.
you're saying is facts.
So
because the
you'll
road
correct
was,
us in the comments.
the funding was provided by a Chinese firm, a private Chinese firm, that has ownership of the road for the next 20 to 30 years. I'm not sure of the exact, but it's either 20 or 30.
Yeah.
That
They
information should be
collect
out
the
there.
tolls till then.
Yeah.
Then after that, the ownership of the road is transferred.
Yeah, it comes
to the
back.
Ugandan government.
Yes.
However, I don't think the figures of how much they are collecting is open to us.
Guys, Wendy and Sydney have not really drunk their cocktails, but Melvin is a lighthead. Are you feeling this cocktail in your toes?
This cocktail is quite strong.
Brother, my
This
toes...
cocktail is quite strong, but like in a...
Actually feeling it. It's
Actually, I
your
wanted to
feet
make a...
swinging me.
That was.
I wanted to make a...
I feel
In
my
between
things.
the
I
eyes,
feel my
man.
things in the feet.
Let me just say, this is a really good margarita, bro.
Bro.
It is.
It's a really
bro.
good market.
Am I fast?
It's a really good cocktail.
Yes, it is.
It's, the best cocktails, they don't overwhelm you.
No.
They have flavor and like the alcohol kind of like sneaks up on you, but not in a violent way.
Yeah.
And I want my cocktail to overwhelm me.
See, that's a problem with
I want it to dominate.
it. You need to be
First of all, pause.
paused.
Secondly,
super paused, bro.
that's called alcoholism.
Yeah.
No, it's not, man. Relax.
Not called alcoholism, but it's called like, I feel like you have like a dom-sub relationship with booze, bro.
Also, Melvin,
Not to be whooped, bro.
Melvin, since last weekend,
Yeah.
you've been loving doms and subs.
I know, bro. It's so applicable to so many situations.
The whole Patreon episode was about dominance.
Yeah, but that was on you. You're the one who brought that was on you.
First of all, let me tell Melvin, these things of you just dropping hints, right?
That was
You
on
know
me.
how we lost pod, that like 45-minute
Yes,
thing of the pod segment?
yes.
And then Melvin just came back and said, guys, sorry, we've lost pods, but just know, Casper is willing to date a young boy. That's not what I said.
That was actually me who said.
Okay, hold on. Maybe we should have that conversation again. But
We
let me just
should
finish
have
talking
that,
about
First,
this.
wait.
Yes, let's
still
finish
recording.
our conversation.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay,
sir.
let me just finish talking about this cocktail because I think
Yes.
this is a really, really good cocktail. And listen, guys, I hope you guys are not mistaken about the fact that we record from silo. I don't think that we just be hyping the
No, we
things
don't.
because we're here. When it sucks, we're going to tell you that it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last week we told you the fries were spectacular.
The
I promise you
fries
those fries was. I hope that stayed in the pod. The fries are spectacular
I feel
here.
like they
That-
should also come back in the comments if they try them out.
Yeah.
Should come
If
back in
you-
the
if
comments
you-
and
You're
say
cooking.
something.
You're
Yeah.
cooking.
And
Yeah,
specifically, if you come during the day and you try it out as a restaurant,
Yeah.
let us know if you agree with us. The fries were spectacular. The meat was fantastic.
Pause.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you guys believe it that I
Yes,
finished
super
eating the
pause,
meat
pause,
on Friday?
You finished it on
Which
Friday.
is a big deal for you, Wendy, because you're not a meat eater. Pause.
Pause, yeah. yeah. Listen,
I won't lie. I got mine before you guys left the parking.
I had it in
Yeah,
the
that's
fridge.
nice.
Wasn't it so good?
It was
it's
still
really
good.
good. It's really good.
Anyway,
Really
finish the
good meat.
cocktail, then we can go back.
Because
to
what I was
Uganda.
saying is,
Yeah.
for me, I'm not different from you. I like simple and simple pleasures, bro. So I don't need my cocktail to overwhelm me. I just want it to be flavorful and make me want another. So man,
Yes, because
I'm
for
encouraging
me,
my homies, bro.
I don't want the type of cocktail that your cocktail is so strong that I'm forced to drink one. Like I can only drink one. Because for me, it's an experience. Like when I say, let's go do cocktails, I don't want to drink one cocktail. You get? So, so if you bang me a hot nani, I can't drink anymore. Like,
Yeah.
because I don't want to embarrass myself.
But I'll tell you this. Never had a margarita in my life.
And
Never
how do
had
you
one.
feel about it now?
Love this cocktail.
I feel like
Very
a
Love this
margarita
cocktail.
is a proper drink for a date.
Yeah, for both of you.
It's
Yes,
low-key
it
swinging me
is.
at this moment. Maybe it's just because.
OMG, this is
obviously
Patreon
a
Jazz. I have a
guy-
date next week. But we're going to
Okay, to be discussed.
To be discussed.
To be
cool.
discussed.
Let me
Casper
give you
said she
guys the
has
numbers.
a date next week. That's a big deal, bro.
Do you?
To be discussed.
Hope it's not my age,
patron.
man.
To be discussed.
I'm going to go better.
Yeah.
Let me just give you the figures before you proceed. So this is December 2024. Uganda's total public debt is 29.1 billion. Stroke 110 trillion Ugandan shillings. That was an increase from 2023 by 17%. Yeah. So that was December. So what we've borrowed this time has taken us from that figure by 18%. So I need to do the math on that. I'm going to do it shortly.
29 as well.
External debt, 14.6 billion. Domestic debt, 10 billion, 10.05.
Dollars.
Yes. So in shillings, the external debt is 55 trillion, domestic is 38 trillion. But this is off at 110.
Okay.
So we've not yet included the one they borrowed this week or they are going to borrow. Uganda's debt to GDP ratio is 46.9, which is going to rise to 47.9.
What does that mean?
So
Debt
that
to
is
the amount of money the economy is making per person versus the amount of debt.
not per person. But yes, kind of. So it's just like a sum of what the economy is making
Gross domestic product
versus how much they are.
how much the debt is.
Yes.
Okay.
So it could also be like debt financing in a
So
way.
when they say 49%, what does that mean? The debt is 49% of our GDP.
It's debt to GDP. So ideally, it's 49% of what we generate in like the money we are using. Yes.
Okay.
So this remains below the 52.4% threshold set by the Charter for Fiscal Responsibility. Meaning now there's probably by next year, if we go over this figure, looking at projections, we are now in a place of like no debt recovery.
So the government is still somehow towing the line.
Somehow,
Okay.
but barely.
Because my question remains: when do we lower the number?
Okay,
Do
that's
we
the
just
next
keep
thing.
going until? Okay, go ahead.
Debt servicing is consuming a significant portion of Uganda's budget. So the budget is there, but a bunch of it goes to servicing the debt because debts come with interest.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the year 24-25, which was it's gaming in June.
Okay.
Debt service costs are projected to be 40% of domestic revenue. So 40% of what we make in the country is going to be going to servicing the debt, which is up from 33.4%
Okay.
of the last year.
Okay.
So that's up 7% from what we make.
19.
Per capita debt, with a population of approximately 46 million, each Ugandan effectively carries a debt burden of 2.3 million. So what they're doing is the total population,
Divided by
the
the
debt divided by the total population.
You guys have your 2.3 M's.
Yeah.
That's a question for you guys to think about. Do you have your 2.3 M's?
Let me
Each
ask you a
Ugandan
vital
owes
question.
2.3
Put it on the side. Put it
Let
in
me
a separate
ask you a
account.
very vital question.
Yeah.
How are they going to get that money out of me?
Out of you. And
They
for
will
you, the
get
worst,
it.
in
They
fact.
will get
For you, the worst.
Let
Let me just say, for you, the worst
Don't-
case. You're the
don't-
worst.
They
Don't-
will get that
Don't
money.
talk about my things here on YouTube. We shall talk on
In
Patreon.
fact, us we can jazz. For you, you
They
can
will
jazz.
get that
For
money.
you, you can
Yes.
jazz. Anyways,
But please note, it's 2.3
Okay,
this year.
leave me.
yes.
Leave me.
Yes.
For me, let's consider, let's say, people that are, a very big bunch of people in Uganda do not monetize whatever they do, right? Like, let's
We're
say
heavily
the subsistence,
subsistence
exactly.
country, yeah.
So the subsistence farmers, like you're putting such a debt burden on them.
So
Like
here's the
someone is
thing.
growing what they eat.
Yeah.
So why are you placing
Paycheck to paycheck.
a 2.3?
Yeah. So the thing with the debt burden figure is not necessarily that you will pay it, but it is more or
You
less,
owe it.
So it is how much on average each person is making
Yes.
versus how much they owe the government. So it's not a measure of you will pay it, but it's a measure of how well the population is doing versus how well the government is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But though, you know the way it works out. Obviously, that debt has to be shared equitably.
Yes.
2.3.
Regardless of
Yeah,
the
my
income.
2.3 is not. I'm not going to pay 2.3. Yet there's someone who's living on the street, and expect also them to pay 2.3. Nada.
So yours is probably like
Yeah,
4.
because them they live on the street. Melvin, who is gainfully employed
Yeah.
and has access to some resources, his debt may be now like might be like 400 M.
Of course.
I actually
Of
thought
course,
this thing is
because
evenly
because
distributed.
you're a
that
young
2.3 is
booming
evenly
player.
distributed.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But in practicality,
No, yeah.
it is not.
It can't. It
Because
can't be.
among the 46 million that we have, say 10 million are on the streets, 20 million are in the villages doing subsistence farming.
Yeah.
So what they farm, they eat.
Yeah.
The remaining 10 million, that 110 trillion is
Yeah.
on us, bro.
Because Melvin,
Yeah.
Melvin will pay
You're
400
the
M.
ones they will tax as well.
Melvin will pay 400 M. MTN will pay 400 B.
Billion. No.
You dig?
Listen, Melvin,
Yeah.
if you're paying 400 M,
MTN is paying
MTN is
like
paying 400 trillion. That's
400
like
G. You
It
dig?
is bad, bro.
So it's
And
it's
please
nasty.
note,
It's
yeah,
a nasty
the
one.
reason as to why I'm worried about this is, first of all, how easy it is to borrow. Because remember during his speech when they asked him, when can you get this money? Please note it's 4 p.m.
Said
I
by
said,
this
by
weekend.
tonight. No, he said by tonight. or some shit
now,
like-
mind you, I saw that as a meme on someone's
So funny, bro.
on someone's status and go, speaker, when shall we get this money? Minister of Finance, by this week or by Monday, something like that. And then this guy's caption was Uganda's up. Like he was like,
But let me.
Does the government even like offer security?
Yeah, so
It's
it
the
depends.
government, bro.
It depends. So there is security on private domestic debt. So ideally, there are many ways to finance debt in the country domestically. So like things like government bonds, blah, blah, blah. That's how they get done. External ones, that security is different. Very different. And it comes in very different ways. So it depends on who you're dealing with. If you're dealing with mostly the BRICS countries, it is they invest in you and have stakes in you. If you're borrowing from the IMF, it's also like there's a way of doing bonds and like it varies on who you're borrowing from. Because Uganda's debt is not from one place, bro. We don't borrow from the World Bank or IMF alone.
Because why am I saying this? It lucky feels like we are selling some things indirectly.
Yes, we are.
Okay. Now
Yes.
that just confirms what I'm trying
but
to say.
let me tell you,
Because remember,
this.
there has been something which has been going around about like saying that we no longer own the airport.
The airport is privately owned.
But these are ugly
something like that.
things,
That's right.
guys. In the kingdom,
It's
it don't
supposed to be. I don't know if
matter.
it is now.
It
Let me
don't
confirm.
matter. You can't take the airport to heaven. No.
but when you die, there are people who are gonna stay here.
That's their problem. Don't worry about what guys of 2120 will do.
Anyways,
You
all I'm saying is,
cover your regime. Your regime shall end when 2025.
yeah.
Think about like maybe 2060 at most. Yeah.
Okay, it's still publicly owned. But there
Yeah,
have been discussions to,
Sell it.
200 million
The point of
loan
this topic is not to scare anyone. It's just to make people aware
of what's
of
happening.
what the public debt is.
Yeah.
And so you can just know when the URA starts coming for your bizo, when like
Then
when the
mobile
government
money,
doubles
what?
down.
Delivery charges,
Yeah.
what?
And also it
Taxes.
like
Taxes
it
as
helps
well.
you like change your filter through which you see public, I
Yeah.
guess like services.
Yeah.
You start to see it as bruh. These are my dimes. When a road is being built, you're not thinking, these guys are blocking the road. What? Nah. These guys are using my dimes to make things better. That's a perspective we should all have
Or
because
they're using other people's dimes, but they're coming for mine.
yes, I'm going to
Yes.
pay this off eventually because like
Yeah.
we need to be a society that like cares somehow.
Yeah.
No matter how bad it is, no matter how corrupt thing these
Not
guys
cares,
are,
somehow cares.
you need to care
Yeah.
about how the money is being spent because you're the only one who's going to pay it back.
Okay, so let me ask. So even if they care, who are they going? How and who are they going to hold accountable?
No, it starts with you caring.
Like at the very least, yeah.
Yeah.
I think one, be informed. That's key. Be informed. Know what's happening in your country. Second, we can't claim to care about Africa and what's happening in other places and not care about Uganda, bro.
That's true.
We struggle with a lot of things here. Those are the same struggles in Mali.
Yeah.
Though the leadership is different, blah, blah, blah.
There's more to discuss about that thing, by the way.
Yeah,
on
there
Patreon.
is actually. There is. But you can't care or pretend to care about other nations in Africa
not care
and be
about home.
Pan-Africanist
Yeah.
without knowing why our debt is going up 7% every year, what's happening to Uganda, what they are taking from us, what they could take from us. Because who knows, all this debt could just become, yo, you guys owe us all this money. It's above the fiscal regulation. Now we own like half the city.
And also just, like I said before, always consider the age of the decision makers.
Whose zip is it?
Yeah, whose zip is it? Someone must care.
Yeah.
It's not going to, they might not be here for when these debts are being paid.
When the CPP comes for us,
you need to care
don't know
somehow.
their money.
You might not have the power to stop it, but you need to know what you're going to be paying back. Bro.
yeah,
True.
and how you will pay back.
It changes the way you move. When a guy knows that the national debt is now probably like 32 billion, and the URA asks him to pay taxes,
Actually, let me do that.
he
math.
might think
Let me do
differently
that math,
about
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
He might not try to avoid it. He might not try to hide because he knows that, bruh, this is my contribution to those $32 billion that we need to be clearing. Anyways.
Speaking of that payment, bro, have you noticed that nowadays light is being depleted so fast?
Hey, they are cutting.
Yeah.
Is it?
I've actually noticed that.
Let me
I
tell
posted
you
actually
this.
this thing on my
OMG.
status.
Mommy, when you read this, hear this rather. Don't call me and, So we've been like at like 11
For how long? You're waiting for the 21st, 22nd?
As of Sunday, we had 11 units.
34 billion.
16 units. But we're only 2 people. And we're never home. Like Monday to Friday, we're never home. Except for like evening. And we don't watch TV during the weekdays. So our units are now 6. But I can tell you, the way the Yaka unit ran and the way the light unit runs is different.
True.
Is it like much worse?
It is
No,
worse.
me, I can't say,
I feel
can't
ripped
say
off,
much worse, but I
honestly.
can say that this week I've been like super intentional about switching off lights and making sure like the washing machine is off, that stuff.
Yeah.
But I can say that if we were at 11 on Sunday, mommy is gonna call me and say, you're not embarrassed, tell people you have 11 units. Anyway, if we're at 11 on Sunday, previous Sunday we were like at 27.
Okay, so
How have we gone from 27
Is
to
it-
11 as 2 people in a house that are never home?
Yeah. Allow me
34
understand this.
billion. He showed me
From the
34
two of you.
billion shillings.
See, the Ugandan-
34
the
billion
Ugandan
shillings need to
figure
be
is
paid off. We don't care about your
The
lights.
Ugandan figure is there. The billions
Someone
might not
must
make
pay
sense.
this dime.
Oh,
It's 130.5 trillion.
guys, before we go into light, this is something I need to address. If you know you hate people, do not work in customer service / customer care.
Why?
Last week, I was in an examination. The exam gave me hot chiboks. I come out, I find 4 missed calls from a number that's not saved. I call back the number, like a regular, not even a 08.
Oh, them 0200
No,
things. No, it was
no,
07
it was
some.
077 something. I call back, I'm like, what emergency could this be? I call the person back.
How many missed calls?
4.
4. Okay.
She had a Western accent. I'm like, hello, hi, I phone missed calls. Who is this? How may I help you? She's like, oh, I was calling you to tell you that your water, your water bill, to pay your water bill. I'm like, for the month of May? She's like, yes. So I was doing exams. My exam started on the 19th. This was on the 20th, the day of my PPP exam. I'm like, okay. She's like, yes, pay your bill or we're going to disconnect you. I'm like,
That's poor customer service etiquette.
no, listen, not even that. I can't deal with that. Mind you, her tone was rubbish. Like, I don't even know how to bring out that tone. But I'm like, so I asked, well, you're going to disconnect on the 20th? Like, yes, for the month of May. Yes, I said, but I last paid on the 30th of April. She's like, yes, but as we read your meter last week on the 14th. I'm like, so based off of a meter of the 14th, you want to disconnect me on the 20th of the month?
They still read meters the way they do back in the day. Like a
I
guy
don't know.
comes.
I don't know. So she's like, so I ask her, I'm like, oh, so based off of a meter that you read on the 14th, you want to disconnect me on the 20th of May. Like, I had no backlog of debts to pay. No.
Yeah.
She's like, for us, that's how we do our things. Pay or we disconnect you. Then she hung up on me.
Wait, and
So-
don't they tell you that this thing is being recorded? Like
No, she didn't know.
She called. Like
She's the
when
one
you
No,
call-
it wasn't a national water number.
Yes.
It was a phone, a cell
Personal
phone.
number.
Yeah. So, you see, I was
Did
a
she have the
bit.
figures?
So I phoned 4 missed calls and then I phoned a message. And the message said, but the message wasn't from National Water, it was also from a personal number, but not her number. And it said, pay your bill to avoid disconnection. It was like 51,000. This was, remember, I last paid April 30th. This is May 20th, 20 days. We had 2 people who are never home. So daily, we shower twice, 2 people shower twice. And then on Sundays, a lady comes to wash and clean.
The bill is like 30 bob.
The bill was 52,400, which doesn't make sense for 2 people. That's mob. But I'm not going to fight about that. Me, what irritated me was her rudeness and how she addressed the thing. Now, I was a bit discombobulated because my papa had given me hot slaps. So I was like, by the time I dipped, like, oh my God, what a bitch. I was going to buy minutes and call her back and abuse her and say, you're a fool. And you should not be interfacing with customers because you're actually a fool.
I'm tempted to
You
say
told
that
her
was a
that.
scam.
No, it wasn't a scam.
It wasn't?
No, because I checked. Like, I paid via, like,
The figures
before
were
I
right
even
and
paid. Yeah, the
accurate.
figures were accurate.
Could be, but you can access those figures if you're in the company. Does that make sense?
Oh, true. So what was the point of calling?
Because ideally, they are not supposed to call you to pay.
True.
Yeah. So I don't know whether that could have
And we
been a
didn't even
scam
receive,
or-
you know that car, okay, now as we say in
Car leaflet,
apartments, they push the car leaflet under your door. I didn't receive that. But have 4 missed calls and the rude phone call that we have. And I want you to know this phone call lasted about 76 seconds. She was very rude. Of course, she can't be listening to this podcast, but that wicked woman.
Relax,
I
relax.
pray.
Rate us.
Yeah, she might be.
She might be there. Relax. Don't restrict us. Don't put us in a box.
No, because
Some people listen to us.
No, I would like to assume that we do not attract such human beings.
We do.
Okay,
We do, eh?
We do.
We're
We attract
supposed to
all.
throw shade at
We attract
guys.
all. We're like church.
But
We accept everyone.
Are we allowed to throw shade at guys?
no, I don't care if we're allowed or not. She has a problem.
I don't want to throw the shadow. You're meaning.
But
that.
next
It's
month,
not related to hers.
next month, I'm going to be deliberately late. I hope she's the one who calls me, and I'm going to give her a
You
piece
blast
of my
her.
mind. Like,
They
I'm going
won't-
to tell her,
they won't call.
you're actually stupid and rude. Like, this is not how you talk to a customer, like a
NWS.
client.
If you work in NWS, tell us. Do they call? Because I feel like that was a scam.
No, anyway, I paid, and then when I paid, nobody has called me since.
Casper, listen, man.
What?
Listen. Sometimes people are just having a bad day.
And I actually don't care.
I know, but
True.
okay, hear me out. Let me cook.
Yeah.
Let me cook.
That
Let
comes
me
off to be like rude.
Let me
let
learn.
me
But
let me
don't
learn.
care.
Yeah, let me
I
learn.
don't
It's none
care.
of our business.
Like,
Yeah.
Melvin, let me
Fix
tell you this.
yourself
Melvin,
and call me.
I've interacted and lived with you and dealt with you, and you of all people should not be saying that. You, Melvin, could be having a day from hell,
Yeah.
and you'll still be the kindest human being on this earth. So I don't
Yeah.
want to hear that from
But
you.
you see, like, I'm at the same time, I'm also like, and maybe
I
I'm
think
not
it's so
always
hard
like
to
this, but I
defend,
do
right?
my best. I do my best to be like, Mr. Give people grace.
And that's
Let
what
me
I
tell you
mean by the
something.
kindness. You dig?
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
People you don't know what guys are going through.
Does she know what I was going through?
I know, but that's not that. Listen,
Does she
listen.
know that the whole compulsory
Listen,
number I didn't
that's
know
why
it,
I'm not-
Your
of
job
50
is
marks?
supposed to
You're
be
among the
forward.
PPP.
Of PPP,
You're
50
among the
marks.
people. You're among the people I'm talking about. So listen, if this chick had called you, given you that jazz, and you had fired back there and then, I'd have been like, you know what? Maybe you were both having a bad day. It led to an explosion. She didn't know what type of day you were having. You didn't know what type of day she was having. You clashed. Calm. Everyone is mad at everyone. We move on. But I feel like now you've had an opportunity to sit with it. And it goes back to that saying of last week, bro. Let go or get dragged. Like, you either let go of that thing or get dragged into some unnecessary nonsense.
Allow me agree and disagree.
Okay.
I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I worked in customer care for a year.
Yeah.
And in that year, the terms were, no matter what,
Do not lose your cool.
never be rude with a customer
Yes.
and always understand their situation.
And it's
You
even
get
why
So it's part of the job
sometimes
description.
they call you to ask you, how was this person?
No matter what happens.
You, my service
I'll tell you
provider,
this.
does do that.
When we
Yes.
were working in customer care, it would be so bad in that if the customer called you and said they wanted, because I was working in Vodafone, in customer care, and they call you and they say, I want you to, like, I have airtime and I want you to load for me 4 GB. Yeah? 4 GB had a price, 40 GB had a price. Yeah. If you did not get what they wanted right, it would be on you because you didn't ask enough. It was not on what the customer said. All those recorded things, they hear them, but they're like, why didn't you confirm? Yeah. If the customer meant 40 GB and you loaded 4 GB, we are going to give them the 40 GB, but you will pay for the 4 GB. Yeah. This is back in the day. So 4 GB was more, bro. It's not the 4 GB of nowadays. So I feel like if this wasn't a scam and it was someone from there, fine. You're all having bad days, and I can understand that, which is why I'm saying I agree. Where I disagree is you're not doing your job well if you're on the other end.
That's true.
Because customer care, it's a thing. They tell you, if you're in customer care or customer service,
You have to be nice
treat
to
the
the
customer
client.
with respect because that's the one paying your salary, bro.
That's true.
So it's on her end, she did the wrong thing.
She was wrong.
She was
I
wrong.
agree
Definitely
completely
wrong,
that she was in the wrong.
Definitely wrong.
You're justified in being mad.
But now it's up
But-
to Casper.
It's more energy.
No,
being
no,
spent.
no.
up
You
to
see,
Casper
no, you
to
see,
feel the-
no. You see, my problem is
yeah,
that naturally for me, my default setting is not to give back. My first instinct is like I'll
Return
be.
the energy.
No, my first instinct is that at all times I'm polite, so I'll be shocked.
Yeah.
If you're not.
Yeah, I'll be shocked. No, I'll be shocked when I'm
Someone
being
doesn't
polite and
reciprocate
and
it.
someone is rude, and then I'll the whole interaction I'll maintain politeness, and then when I'm off the phone and I've stewed.
That's
So you find me
it
20
grabs
minutes after
you.
the call, I'm like,
You've
what?
marinated.
What the hell was
just
that?
do
Yeah,
this?
that's
I
me.
tend to think I'm very empathetic, which I am. So for me, I would probably react in the way you're saying. Like, damn, she must be having a bad day. But I also don't want to excuse the other person's professionality.
like that.
Yeah. Because many times I will. And those people whereby, like, if you bring me the wrong plate of food, I'll be like, come. If I can eat it, I'll eat it.
Not even if I can. Even if I can't, I'll eat it. Me, that's the person I
If you're
am.
allergic to nuts and they bring for you hazelnuts.
Bruh, if I've asked for chicken and you bring me in tula, I'm eating tula. That's the type of person I am.
Yeah.
I hate
I'll
confrontation.
probably do that.
I only
But in the
confront
end-
for my friends.
Actually,
Like
yeah.
if you bring for Melvin in tula,
Yeah.
I'll fight. If you bring me in tula, I'll eat in tula.
I'll probably do the same as well, to be fair. Because I've been with my boys and the ones who are like, no, we're not going to allow. And I'm like, yo, come, like it's chicken. Let's eat the chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah? But I will also let you know that, yo, this is not what I ordered. Next time,
But
just
not
get it. Like with another
take it
person,
back.
you'd be the one paying for the plate. I wouldn't take it back if I can eat it. Because, like, I believe in a place, the standard of the meal is the same. So it's just like, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know. Conflict. You see, conflict takes effort. That's why I understand people who are conflict averse. Because I'm also conflict averse
Same.
at times.
Same.
It takes effort. It takes energy. It takes like you need to be ready to go through with it till the end.
And it's super draining.
Yeah, and it can't be something that you're just doing to prove a point.
On a team, we all
It has
can't
to be worth
conflict averse. On MJP, we need a conflict guy.
No,
Who is the conflict guy?
I'm glad to have the conflict, but it just needs to be worth it.
Oh, but
It
I
needs to be
didn't know.
worth more than just like
Yeah.
just my ego or
Yeah,
just my
conflict averse,
you've made me. You're supposed to be treating me well, and you're not treating me well. So now I don't
No,
know.
But
I-
some people they may
Conflict
interpret
averse,
it as lugezi-gezi.
What's
Yeah.
This guy is mob, like he's a wiseka.
No,
Which
I
is
Actually,
trying
that's
to
what- is that
like
what
answer
Wiseka
out what you actually feel. Like
in
you're not
the
satisfied
Oxford
with the
dictionary?
service.
Wiseka, eh?
let me find out. But I'm only conflict averse when it's things to do with myself, because I believe that I can push it away and move on. But you see, when you vex someone I care about, that one I can't push away.
You're a protector. You're a lioness.
Do you
I
know
vexed
what?
him, I vexed
Do you
him.
know what this bastard said to me 2 weeks ago? Said, man, Azib
My
is your
parents are
mob
married,
loyal, man. Listen, you'd have made a nice dog.
Anyways,
Guys, like, before we leave that topic, yeah, me I
we
have
should
a
do subs,
complaint.
mind
We
you.
need to do subs,
Yeah, we
yeah.
Before we leave that topic, I have a complaint, yeah, and this thing goes to all service providers, the internet service
Yeah.
providers in Uganda.
ISPs,
Yeah.
particularly.
Yeah, these people have this one thing. They only focus on the download speeds and they don't focus on the upload speeds.
Ooh, you're cooking.
Yeah, so
Cool,
for the past few months, I've been to like subscribe
Patrons,
to this
listen
service
closely.
provider.
Listen closely to what Windek is saying because our uploads be taking forever,
You're cooking,
and
bro.
it's not on Windek.
Yeah.
I've been using this one service provider, which I won't mention out. But these people, I subscribe to the 250 Mbps.
Yes.
The downloads are kawa, but the uploads, and it's so funny that the time which I actually need fast speeds, the upload speeds where it's like equivalent to the
Urgent,
download
yeah.
speeds, it's not working.
Yeah, it's not
You're
fair.
cooking.
You
You're
get
cooking.
And I've been forced to switch to another service provider before even this one has like that. Before the time has even like elapsed, and it's still the same thing.
But
I don't
let
know
me
why they
ask,
don't care about the upload speed.
Is
They're
it
only
possible?
caring about the downloads?
Is it possible to measure what the Mbps is on upload?
Yeah, you can.
Because honestly, I think that
any
might-
speed test.
Yeah.
Because even the one guys use most fast.com has download, but when you click that details thing, it has upload down. So unfortunately, everyone cares about download speed because it's what people use the
Yeah,
most.
to stream
Get
videos and all that.
Streaming, downloading things, anything
But
that
that
comes
must be illegal somehow.
Yeah, it's supposed to be equivalent. The download
Yeah.
speeds.
To
have
be fair, my
equivalent
ISP
to the
is very equivalent,
to the download.
but they
To
have
the upload,
days
rather.
as well
Mm-hmm.
where because as we pay for 50 Mbps, because most of my work, 50 Mbps is all right. Streaming 50 Mbps is all right, but like you'll get 50 like 5 Mbps download, and most of the times upload will be like 45, just a little bit lower, but there'll be those days when upload is like 10.
What's that?
You're
Yeah.
lucky for you to even get 10.
Yeah.
You know me, I've been forced multiple times to actually buy mobile data to upload a podcast.
And that's a lot,
Upload
bro.
anything.
That's a
Yeah,
lot.
times because I can see now. I see the upload when it's uploading.
You know what? Let's check with
I'm
your
like, why is
ISP.
this thing telling me 4 hours
Yeah.
to upload a 1
Yeah,
hour,
and-
30
and
minutes?
Like when
pod?
you go to the YouTube thing and
Yeah.
you can see, yeah.
Yeah.
The
And it's
proper
not
upload
full.
speed, yeah? The proper upload speed based on my internet service, like speed I'm on,
Should be like
it should
15
take
minutes.
like 15 minutes
Yeah.
to upload like 20 gigabytes
pod.
Yeah.
of data,
Yeah.
like of that pod. But it takes like 2
It's not
hours to
fair.
upload that. That is so frustrating.
fair.
And I'm paying a lot of money for that
What do
speed.
you
not
use?
fair.
Name and shame.
Okay, the first person, Savannah, you suck.
That's
you
my
released
ISP.
them
That's
now.
my ISP.
Wow.
I switched to MTN.
Yeah.
At this moment, it's okay, but it also keeps on fluctuating, especially when it comes to the time where I need it to be actually
The most.
working. Because
Yeah.
the time I want it to be working is the 7 a.m. CST, because that's the time which I actually be doing a lot of stuff,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
something like
See,
4 p.m.
9 Mbps.
in our time, up to 1,
Huh?
which is like 5
Yeah, but she
p.m.
pays
in
for 10.
CST. And that's the time I need to be working, but
I'll
it's
tell you
the
this.
time it's not working.
Okay, that's
and
interesting.
I think it's so
because
frustrating.
I use Savannah, and that's what I'm talking about. Like for them, at least for home, they are kawa. But to be fair, 2 weeks ago they had to bring a new router. Because remember, we were among the first clients, and they upgraded Samsung. When they brought that new router, that just of my bedroom, I received 2 Mbps. Full speeds, bro. I'm now bathing. I be in 4K in my bed. So I'm not even been pashing.
You'll be calling them, telling them that the internets are not actually hitting the advertised numbers.
Speeds,
And they're
yes.
like, maybe you've connected a bunch of things. Me, the only things which are running on my internet is my TV, my phone, and my laptop.
And
Yeah.
PS,
And
PS,
sometimes,
PS,
yeah, and the PS. But it's
Yeah.
not always connected because it's
Fair
not.
enough,
I
yeah.
disconnect it when I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
But it's so frustrating to tell me that, no, you have multiple devices which are connected. These devices ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
They're just there, like they're not doing anything.
Fair enough.
I'm actually using the computer. I need to reach the speed, or at least half the speed, but I'm not getting the half the speed.
They'll be shocked.
That's
So
fair.
it's like, yo, what am I
They'll
paying for?
find someone who has that time to record those speeds
Yeah.
and bring enough witnesses to show that those speeds are not the ones. It will be a long day. So
That's
count
fair.
your days.
That's fair.
Count
That's
your
fair.
days. Anyways,
Alright,
let's do some
the-
subs, man.
The subs
Oh,
that
Let's
are
do some
Stars.
subs, bro.
YouTube subs.
YouTube, yeah, a bunch of
Yeah.
people say, "Boom, please,
'Cause-
YouTube." It kills me.
Yes, yes.
Okay. First of all, let me start with this atrocious lie. If you know you sent this sub, only God will forgive you. Melvin looks too much like Tupac. There has to be a connection.
All eyes on me.
You guys have no shame.
There must be a
Low-key.
connection. Yeah, there must be a
Nothing
connection.
whatsoever.
Let me bring my bandana here.
Yeah,
Don't make me bring my bandana
picture
here.
him with a
And
bandana.
your nose ring.
Yeah, don't test me, bro. Don't test me.
All eyes on me.
Anyway, I love Park. I love Park.
Nah,
Shout
Park
out
is a
Park.
homie. Park is a homie.
Yeah,
Shout out
man.
Park,
Shout
man.
out Park in Cuba.
West Side for life, eh?
Yeah.
Shout out Park in Cuba.
You're a fool. Okay. Love you guys. You guys don't know that's all I look forward to during the week.
Love you too.
Love you
Subscribe
too.
Love
to
you
our Patreon.
too.
In fact, now just watch this episode because it's going to be $2 on Patreon.
But this is a YouTube episode.
It's going to that's true.
But the Patreon episode will be there for $2.
Can we also charge for the YouTube? We only charge for the Patreon.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
For the ones that can't be accessed on YouTube.
I limit ourselves.
Okay.
Why limit ourselves?
Okay.
What if someone discovers us on Patreon and wants to pay for it?
True. You all are too funny. Love this podcast.
Love you too.
And it's time for me to upgrade and get Patreon. I've been here way too long
Welcome.
not to even have it.
Welcome
I
to our
really love
family.
you guys.
Yes.
Welcome to the family.
We all tipsy.
Bro, I'm
I am.
tipsy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really good cocktail.
I
Really
love
good
that.
cocktail.
Okay. Would you guys say you're fluent in Luganda?
I am not.
Yeah, I am.
Wendy, of course you are.
Indeed, kids. I think that has limited us a lot in some of the guests that we could have.
Yeah.
But I truly believe that I can become fluent.
No, let me tell you, I be thinking I can speak Luganda,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Until Muganda talks.
Yeah.
When Muganda talks, I know I can't speak Luganda.
How many more years of life do you guys think you have?
Like generally,
Yeah.
that sounds like
For me, I think I either have 2 or 40.
I like that sample space, actually.
that's
No,
good.
there's nothing.
That's
No,
good.
there's nothing
You're
in
cooking.
between.
I like that
You're
simple
cooking.
space.
You're
There's nothing in
cooking.
between. Either
2 or
have
40.
2 or 40. Yeah.
If you have 40,
Yeah.
you can learn to speak fluent Luganda.
Really, it's going to take me 40 years.
Is it?
No.
What Wendy
but
has accomplished at 26
within
is going
those
to take
40
me 40
years,
years.
within those 40 years, I'm not saying but you become fluent on your deathbed. Suddenly you're speaking spectacularly when you're booming. No.
I'm giving guys quotes
But
and,
you have-
and what's it called? Parables
Oh,
and
yeah.
similes.
But you have plenty of
No.
time.
And those things have names
Actually,
in Uganda as well.
Yeah.
The Luganda my grandma speaks. Not the Luganda I speak.
Of course.
That
Of
means you also
course.
don't have
She
100%.
can
of
lose
it.
me. No, I can
but there's
hold a
fluent
conversation,
and
a
native.
fluent conversation in Uganda.
Yeah.
But there is Luganda which I can't speak. And
Yeah.
someone can easily
I
lose me.
want to learn ghetto Luganda, bro. That's a Luganda. I want to learn.
Chocola, eh?
That's the one I want to learn.
Bora, era muto,
I had a
That's what I want
friend.
to learn,
I had
yeah.
a friend in A level who could speak that type of Luganda.
Yeah.
So she'd be there and she'd be like arguing. I don't even know if this is still considered, but she'd be like let's say we're bargaining with the border guy, and she's like,
She.
yeah, she'd be like, "Buneda nina kado." I was like, what's kado?
Chali wangi.
Akado, yeah.
Them
Akado
ones
is-
Akasa.
Akado
Nakado.
is 500, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kasa
yeah,
is Lukumi, stuff like that.
Kabi.
So-
Okay, what?
So I'd be like,
Afite.
what the
Fite.
hell?
I know that.
Now, mind you know Lukumi, right? You don't know Kasa.
I know.
No, this is in Form 5.
Yeah.
So she's like, as in? First, she's very perplexed. You, what do you speak with
Fite.
border
What is
guys?
fite?
Yeah.
50 bob. 10K.
Ah,
Actually,
50 bob is
I don't know whether
Ezekiel.
it's 5K or
Ezekiel is
50.
50
bob
bob
is
because
Ezekiel.
of a gorilla.
So what
on
is
the
Fite?
note.
I think Fite
Fite
is 5K.
5K, yeah.
Fite is 5K. Fite. I think Fite is 50.
50.
Yeah.
But 50 is Ezekiel.
Anyway, I'm
Anyway,
Yeah.
to be fair though, none of apart from Wendy one is Muganda, but yeah, it's
Is it weird
the
that...
negligence is on us because
Yeah.
we're born and raised in
Because
the
I want,
central.
I want
yeah, in
to.
Buganda.
I have the desire to learn Mandarin more than Uganda, and that's me. So that's
I
crazy.
need you to
Next
free your
question.
mind.
Next question. The
My mind
colonize.
is quite free, very free.
That Melvin guy said.
That's money.
That Melvin guy said, and I quote, "I asked chat, and it gave me a bunch of BBC."
Yeah, he quoted that thing. He quoted it and I listened to it. I
Wild.
was like, yo, my fault. That's my
Wild,
fault.
This.
wild
It's on the last pod.
shit. I
It's on the
don't
last
know how
pod.
you guys
What were we
missed that
talking
one.
about?
I apologize.
BBC.
BBC.
It was the main pod. We were tired. And I apologize for that, like, just indecent use of language, bro. Indecent.
Like you
BBC.
generated the images.
But you guys' fault for not pausing, bro. That's your fault
We
for
were
not
tired.
We
pausing.
were also tired.
Uh-huh.
Okay. We need an MJP mixer. Can even be an IG live. Invite people on for live Q&A.
Yeah, that would be
You're
hard.
cooking, you're
Tough,
cooking,
tough,
you're
tough,
cooking, you're
tough.
cooking. Yeah.
I've been listening to you guys since I moved abroad, so over a year now.
Hard.
And you guys make me feel connected to home in a very unique way.
Nice.
Like my week literally feels incomplete if I haven't listened to the pod. Keep
Nice.
up the good work.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know what this means, so I'm just going to read and you guys will probably know what it means.
Okay.
Bro claims to be on beginner's luck and goes on to cane me 10 plus goals 5 times in FIFA. I need that rematch, bro.
Oh, that's PlayStation.
Damn,
Jazz.
tough,
person.
man.
I know that
Tough,
That's
tough,
PlayStation.
tough.
You're the one who could him 5 goals.
Are you serious?
I know that person.
Yeah. You have to take advantage because when they want to underestimate their opponent, but tell them go read the 48 laws, bro. Read the 48 laws. Never underestimate your opponent.
When we were in campus, there was a rule. If
Read
a
the
guy
art
canes
of
you
war.
3 goals, write an apology later. If a guy canes you 5, he has to write an apology later to your mom, bro.
Have a guy caned 10 4 times in a row.
That one is mob. That one is mob. That one is mob.
What do you guys use your Tuesday and Friday for now that you have changed the shooting day?
Working.
Working,
Right.
It's so
Cool.
crazy, man.
resting.
It's crazy how life works because like you
You'd think you'd be free.
Yes.
You're not free.
you
We're not
realize
free.
that you really make time
Yeah.
for the things that you want to do.
We
Yeah.
were really making time for
Because
that.
Tuesday and Friday were truly for me to record the pod. I would be out of the office by 4. When I tell you that every day I leave the office after 6 p.m. now, like it's nuts, bro. Like I don't know where the time went. I kind of enjoy it as well because like I'm more settled, but I don't know. I kind of miss it sometimes for sure. As well.
The way we spend time is very equivalent to the way we spend money because there is an amount of money. Like if you're getting a certain amount of money, the way you spend it is directly proportional to the things, actually the money you're bringing.
If they
in.
removed a zero from your salary, you would still leave. That's what you're
Exactly.
trying to say.
Yeah,
It's so
Yeah.
funny, bro.
that's true.
It's true.
That's very true. That's very true.
I have a small crush on Melvin, and it's so bothering. Is it just me that hates having crushes? Otherwise, I love you guys so much.
Why is it bothering? Why is it bothering you and it's not bothering me?
Melvin, why are you so greedy?
Maybe she thinks it
why is
may
it
not
bothering
be
me?
fruitful.
Crushes
Yeah.
don't have to go
They
anywhere.
don't have to go anywhere. Yeah.
They
It's
just
allowed,
don't have
it's allowed,
crushes.
it's
So
allowed.
let me get this
How many
straight.
crushes
Lacking
are?
Let me get this straight. First of all, Melvin has
Hella
66.6
crushes.
crushes right now.
Hello, crushes.
That aside, so she should come on the YouTube every Wednesday and watch Melvin for 1.5 hours, and then Bowie knowing she'll never have him.
That's literally a wonderful use
Just
of
to watch on Friday as well. Subscribe
Have
to the
me. What
Patreon.
am
You
I?
get me?
Am I a piece of land? What am I?
Yeah,
You can't possess me, bro.
as in,
I'm not here to be possessed.
if she was your girlfriend, she'd possess you.
Okay. Why do you have to own me?
But the fact that you're on the pod, you're more
Is
like
this slave
someone
trade?
who's
Slavery
just there
ended,
for
bro.
window shopping. Like, people just have to look at you, appreciate your looks, and
Yeah,
just move on.
yeah.
Keep it pushing.
I think I've asked you guys this before, though.
Will we
Especially
date,
no,
will we date fans?
no, yeah. Would you date fans? And then also, do you think that people crush on you because you're in the limelight?
Yeah, that's
I mean,
the
I
version.
think it's because they
they
see.
like the version of Melvin
Yeah,
on the pod.
yeah.
Also, but to be fair, I think that bro, we speak for so long. Like this pod is going to probably run like 2 hours plus. I think that we give them so much of ourselves that there's a lot to like kind of like hold on to.
Absorb,
I feel
yeah.
like I feel like they get to
Yeah.
know us so well on this podcast,
Yeah.
and maybe like Windek is saying, like they get to know a really good version of us. That I'm not surprised. Like it's not a bad thing. It's
But I
nothing
can
to,
tell
like,
you
feel
this
bad
as someone
about.
who knows you in real life.
Yeah.
This is 2 hours of 24 times 7 in a week.
Yeah.
This is only 1% of who you are.
Yeah.
I can't tell you that the Melvin I know is the Melvin on the pod. The Melvin on the pod is 1% of who you are.
Yeah.
So much of like, now that I've recently like become friends with like a patron or patrons, whatever, and like their perception of you, like, oh yeah, maybe they think you're funny, what. But yeah, I can tell that they know you from the pod.
Yeah.
But the Melvin I know in real life,
Different.
there's
gravy.
so much more. Like that's just the tip of the
Yeah,
iceberg.
stop killing that vibe. Then. Stop killing that vibe. Stop killing that mystique.
You know what's funny?
yeah.
When we had Sabrina on the pod,
Yeah.
I watch It's Never That Serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never That Serious. I watch it a lot.
Yeah.
And at one point, this thing actually made me realize that parasocial relationships are actually,
So real.
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
legit, like they're valid. Because I low-key felt like she had to know who
her.
I was. Like,
Yeah,
when she
like
was
you're
like,
familiar
hey,
with
what's up?
her, yeah.
I know you. Like, I listen to you almost every freaking day.
Yeah.
How comes that you don't know me?
Yeah.
I don't know if Sabrina will ever feel this way, but I feel like the version we got of Sabrina here is also different from the version on our podcast. Am I bugging?
I feel like it will
No.
be very
It's true,
different
true.
when we go to our podcast.
Yeah.
I think it will be different that day as well.
Yeah.
Could it
Very
be like
different.
she low-key dumbs it down?
On her pod?
I feel like the energy we gave her was like not her pod. Does that make sense?
No, but to be fair, every pod has their own vibration.
their own-
Exactly.
yeah.
That's what I mean.
That's
true. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, what she does is extremely difficult, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
so I
it's
feel
just her.
like even when MJP goes there, we'll have to alter. Like we'll have to shape shift to fit into. I don't. No. It won't be intentional. It will be
Yeah.
subconscious.
Okay.
But it will be. It's never that serious
Okay,
pod. It
okay.
won't be an MJP pod in another location.
Okay,
That's
fair.
fair.
That's fair. That's
It
fair.
will
Yeah,
be her
'cause-
driving.
'cause
if
she'll
she
be the
allows
one
us
driving.
to take the wheel, then
Yeah,
it will
no.
go
Also, it
our
wouldn't
way.
be fair for us to go there and try to do an MJP episode.
Yeah,
on our
it would be
podcast.
bad
Like,
manners
should
to
be
be honest.
it will
It's never
throw
that
it will
serious.
even will throw her listenership or her viewership off.
Yeah.
Be like, bro, it's not what I'm here for.
No, because she came to our pod and did an MJP pod.
Yes,
She
valid,
didn't make it.
valid,
it's
valid.
never that serious.
Valid.
Never that
Cooked.
serious
They've
pod.
cooked
Valid.
it.
Yeah, but big shout out to Sab.
Someone
That's
take
ups.
that's away from
Yeah,
me.
watch.
You guys need to we need to go on that pod.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
We need to go on that pod.
Shout out Sab, man.
Okay.
Sabrina.
Sydney doesn't get enough credit for how hilarious he is. His small comments always have me wheezing.
You have a crush right there, bro.
Yeah, just say you have a crush.
Like the
You got
same
a
chick
crush
at it.
right there. She's
No.
so
The same chick who
No,
usually comes here
no.
with that jazz. No,
Eh.
Sin is a good guy. Sin
Okay.
is a funny guy.
Casper, hi, I missed your voice. Hi, thank you. P.S. I've made so many subs and none of them have ever been read. If you're a
I probably read them on
YouTuber,
Patreon.
we'll probably read them on
Yeah,
Patreon.
yeah.
By
Because we've
the
read
way-
every sub.
By the way, would Melvin be down for a culinary class date?
The second
the
time you've
Yeah.
asked. I'm so glad
You
you've
didn't
asked on this
listen.
pod because the last time I said yes.
Yes,
So I'm
And-
down.
We probably
they-
answered it on Patreon.
exactly. And
Yeah.
she emphasized, I'm not trying to shoot my shot just as friends.
But she,
Man,
she
the guy knows how
likes
to make
fried,
porridge
yeah.
now. I feel like this
Man,
is the right
he's
Literally,
time,
the
bro.
porridge thing should let you know that that's what I'm
Ready.
about, bro. I'm
Ready.
whipping in
Yeah.
the kitchen.
Yeah, hit him
Yeah,
up.
hit me,
We'll
hit
be
me.
tagging him on IG.
Hit me.
You read your DMs, right?
Hit me. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And guys, another lie. You guys have said it to lie. Is it just me, or does Melvin look like the clean version of Lil Yachty
That's
without all the visual gimmicks?
Yo,
If you don't agree, go look at his TikTok, Lil Yachty's TikTok. That one video where he's clean shaven and looks well groomed reminded me of Melvin instantly. First of all, is that
like
the video
Yachty.
where he was singing in the mirror? Because that video, everyone was saying he has glowed up and he's cute. So you're just trying to say Melvin is cute.
Listen, shout out Yadi, man. Congratulations for that comparison. Nah, I like Yati a lot, man. I like many things about him, so I'm not mad at that comparison.
You guys look have the same smile as well.
No, they don't. They just both have big teeth, but they don't have the same.
Yati got his teeth
honestly, for
fixed.
me, Melvin
Yeah.
gives me Kendrick.
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 No,
I
Melvin is.
love.
The style.
Listen, I love all of the
Melvin
comparisons. bro.
Melvin is not a pookie bear like
It's the
Kendrick
style for
is
me.
a cutie patootie.
I'm not a cutie.
Yo.
I've never called you. You think
Maybe
you're a
you're
pookie bear?
Casper, you're
Bro,
not,
my
maybe
sister,
you're not,
you hate-
you're not
You
viewing
love hate
Melvin
me.
at the same
You know that kind of thing where
as
you
I
kind of
do.
hate that people actually love.
That's why maybe.
Kendrick, though.
That's sisterly love.
Yeah.
No, like I'm meaning the style. You give me Kendrick, bro.
Shout out.
I feel like he is.
You think Melvin can pull off a
have a
Celine
bone to pick,
flared
though.
jean? You saw that
Are you
jean?
Actually, yeah.
You want to try me?
I
Don't
do
try
believe
me.
that. I
You
do
saw-
believe that.
Don't try
You
me.
saw
Pull
that
that shit off.
jean of the end of the thingy, the Super Bowl performance.
Yeah.
You think
Don't try me.
Melvin?
The only guy who I'll feel shy about wearing that thing is my dad.
Eh,
Everyone else, I'll wear that thing around them and take it.
He'll roast you.
I'll tell you, I have this pair of like.
so if I buy you a flared jean, you wear it.
I'll wear it. I have this
I tell you,
pair
what,
of
and then we
jeans.
shall take pics for the pod Instagram, not for yours.
You're not taking a full body pic of me.
You know, I'm going to tell you to stand up on the stage here at Silo, and I take
Listen.
because of you.
I have this
Damn.
pair of jeans that I bought last year. One of my friends got them for me, actually. I love those jeans. But you know when a pair of jeans looks different on the side than it would on you? Like maybe the model is like 6 something. So when they come, they're a bit baggy on me. I still love them though. They're not regular jeans. It's not your conventional pair of jeans, bro.
They're wide-legged. First of all, wide-legged
They're
and
baggy.
wide-legged and flared are different.
Yeah, no, these
Kendrick's
are baggy.
jeans were flared. Like
Yeah.
they get wide from
They are
the
slim
calf.
from the top.
Yes,
and
they get wide
become
from the
flared
calf.
down.
These are baggy. They are really dark denim, like Japanese denim. And then they're cuffed at the bottom.
Oh,
And they have like
I know that type of jean.
Yeah, they have, but they have
Why
like
haven't you worn it yet?
That's lucky
to
for
the pod. They're also quite heavy. So like wearing them in the daytime.
Feel
is
the
tricky.
weight.
But I wore them to brunch.
Okay. Oh
Yes,
yeah, I
that's
saw you
brunch.
at brunch. You
Yeah.
looked fire. You looked
Yeah,
fire.
guys
You look
who
fire.
don't have it.
Guys who are not top tea.
Guys who are not. Guys who are like, man, what? I was like, yo.
You don't know.
Like,
what
yeah,
they-
it's not for you. Okay? You can't see.
You're not-
Anyway, so I'll definitely wear them,
you don't
bro.
have 97
Nah,
rings,
nah,
97
nah,
gold
nah.
rings. You don't.
You know, some guy was on in the comments saying that this guy's collection, his ring collection, is getting
No,
Growing,
guys
it's
have
growing,
noticed
it's
Melvin's
growing, it's
fashion
growing.
is
I'm buying more.
switching up. But to be
Yeah.
fair, guys were only seeing him dressed as a lawyer.
We're too
Yeah,
used to
from
having
work.
him like
From our clients
yeah,
have taken it
sharp.
seriously. Bro.
Loki, I'm going to grow my bracelet one though.
Mm.
Yeah, because
I feel like you had
I
like
had a bunch.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know where
did.
they are right now.
You did.
But yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Is Sydney okay? In last week's pod, you didn't seem okay. Report yourself.
We were sad.
We're all
bro.
not okay.
We were-
We're all
No,
not
you in
okay.
particular. Report
You
yourself.
were having a hangover. You
Oh, he
remember?
was
Yeah, he was
paying
yeah.
last week. He was paying last
You
week.
guys actually noticed this.
Yeah, he was paying last week.
Yeah.
Badly.
Last week, yeah.
He was paying
Last week was. It wasn't a hangover.
You were paying.
It was, yeah.
Yes, I'm sleep.
It was
Underslept.
It was long. It was long.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 hours. Had a bit. We overindulged, bro. Yeah. And didn't sleep enough.
One time, you all should have a pod where you're only speaking your local language. Let's do revenge on these South African and Kenyans who confuse and don't use subtitles for their jazz on their pods.
They should know what happened during the construction of the Tower of the Babylon.
Exactly. Like Melvin and Sydney would jazz in
Communication,
Uchiga.
yeah.
When you jazz in Uganda.
Yeah, the Wachiga will speak them.
To be fair, I don't understand or speak any Uchiga, so that's where I'd be lost.
Nah,
Yeah, and even Windek.
Okay, you would pick something.
You would pick some things.
But understand
And if you don't pick, you just laugh.
Just be okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Today I was on my jazz walking around my workplace and I had someone sound and laugh like Casper at work. Casper, are we workmates? Where do you work?
Tell us where you work,
Just
man.
us,
Tell
man.
us where you work,
Oh,
Oh, guys, do you
man.
know,
Tell
do you
us
know
where you
these
work.
days I catch myself. I went out with my friends on Thursday. So we're gisting.
Are you going to tell us about that day?
on Patreon.
Patreon.
Yeah. As teething.
top
as
tier gatekeeping.
teething. So I'd catch myself teething, yeah, like genuinely laughing because at work I'm intentional to tone it down. But here we had gone out for drinks, so I was buzzed and I was enjoying myself and I was teething, and it was my real laugh, like this laugh. I was like, oh my god, if there's anybody who actually like is a real mobster, they would know it's me.
Yeah.
They'll know.
They definitely
That's how
know.
they caught this guy.
Yeah.
Let me tell you
It was a
something.
laugh.
Sometimes I don't understand why people you can live in the same area environment with a person who is like somewhere. You're just hearing their voices, and then you have them in real life as like real people, and you can't actually tell that this person is the one who's speaking. Because for me, it just takes like 5 minutes to know this is Casper.
That's a blessing.
To
'Cause
be fair,
for some people, it doesn't
though,
work like that.
Let me tell you something. There are certain words which I know. This
That
is
I'll
how
have to say.
Casper constructs her sentences.
like what? First of all, it's because you edit the pods, but like what?
Don't piss me off.
Don't piss me. I don't say that in real life. I only say that when I'm dealing with Melvin. He's very annoying. But like,
Wait, I didn't even hear. What? You only say what?
don't piss me off.
I'm not the only one. Do you only say what? It's not only with me, actually.
No, actually,
I'd die if that was only
No,
with
I
me.
only say it with guys, and you're the guy I
Okay.
talk to the most.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
say it to my girlfriends.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, I can easily tell. Like I need to know
that's
you
her.
in real life to know that.
I
no,
can tell you this though. When I'm talking
it's
to
only
like,
Casper who can say this.
Yeah, but you see,
this
I
order.
believe, you see how like some people are colorblind. There are people who are drawn to phonetics and others who aren't.
yeah.
So some people will know, some people won't. It's just like a,
But then
it's like a
also, when he rinses and repeats these episodes, he edits them. If he does not have my speech pattern down by now,
Casper, this thing has
That's
nothing
not
to
it,
do
eh?
with me
not editing. It's
This
just
thing is
her.
from real life. I've had this thing happening over and over again before even editing.
no, you
anyone's
know, if
voice.
you had me speaking to my friends, I was talking to my friend yesterday, and then when I'm talking to my friends, did you guys ever hear a TikTok sound that was like, what? What?
Yeah.
Whenever I'm around my friends, naturally, I can never say what. I say what? And it has
Never try a jazz here.
and it has now penetrated. Now I say things like, she told me, man, can you believe why he gave me 6 what? I was like, 6, see? She was like, bro,
Never
stop.
try that jazz here. Never try that jazz here, bro.
She was like, bro, stop. As in, stop. Like, around my friends, I sound like a fool. And then if you find me... 6.
Hey, you're
And then if you find me like lawyering, I'm a totally different person.
Never do that. Never do that.
So much so that how like, because my mom says that she listens to the pod when she's not around me to feel like she's with me, right?
That's so sweet.
Right?
That's cute. Shout out Mama Casper, man.
Right? So she said before I got on the pod, she didn't know I sounded like that. So even my version at home is different. I think everybody code switches just a little bit.
No, that's true.
Those
That's
people
true.
can capture that are the people who just pick it from just certain words. But there is a way you construct sentences when
That's
it's unique
Casper.
to you.
When he has refused.
You know, it's so unique.
Even
it's
in
so
my
unique to
text.
him. His like has his own. It's like a fingerprint. It's so unique to you.
I hear that.
That's
True.
fair. That's
True.
fair. Yeah.
Yeah. We need to wrap this up.
No, let's fly through. Can you hold a competition where someone can win a subscription of Patreon?
Okay.
Interesting.
Contra, but
think
what would
so.
that look like, though?
We
It's
shall
quite
interesting.
we shall think something through.
Would that mean that we have to pay for their Patreon?
No, we wouldn't have to pay. We can just get.
would accept them, would give them access.
We can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair. That's fair. For like a month only.
If it involves PLE, don't be shocked. Like,
Yeah, we'll see how to do it.
start reading
We'll
newspapers.
see how to do that thing.
Draw for draw.
Did Sydney get a phone case? I'd be so scared seeing his phone without one. If you haven't got one, just me, I get you. Chances of my face being all over it are high.
Yeah, you know what? Get me a phone case. Get me
Yeah,
a phone
do
case.
it,
Get
do
me
it.
a-
With your face.
Sydney, we know those
Do it with your
tricks.
face.
Do it. Do it.
Who's the lady behind the microphone? She has an angelic voice.
Angelic. Her name is Angela.
You're a fool. You're a fool. We're going to look for someone who's actually called Angela.
Angela Owabandali.
Right? Sydney, how do you get remote jobs? I'm assuming you've covered this.
Yeah.
Yeah. DM him on Instagram.
Yes.
Casper can date young guys. Is it? I used to pray for times like this. Melvin, that's not what I
sound
said.
like this to ram like this. So I had to.
Actually,
No.
That's exactly where I was going.
I have
Yeah.
a question I want to ask Casper, but I feel like it's supposed to be on the Patreon.
Okay.
Okay.
Patreon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just watched Bien's interview on the Breakfast Club, and I
Man. Shout
think
out
guys
Bien.
might be right about the difference formal education makes in artists. That Davido versus Burna and Wiz interview comparison might be right. What is the comparison?
That Davido does the best interviews.
Because
Because
He
he
has the
went to
most formal education.
Burna and Wiz didn't go to uni.
they have the least formal education in comparison to him.
Also, the type of schools that they went to versus what he
So,
went to.
but I've seen snippets of Bien's interview. Very
really good.
articulate
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
Shout out Bien.
Shout out Bien. Melvin, what happened to Pengisha's vlogs?
Oh, damn.
She has been posting like on TikTok. I don't think she has done vlogs in a minute.
Shout
Last
out
vlog,
Pengisha
man.
as well.
Pengisha.
Yeah.
The people wanna watch you,
Yeah,
man.
yes, please post.
So post.
Post something.
Yes.
Okay.
Post something for
On
us.
the
Post
Melvin part of not moving out, for me, it's taken as a symbol that you're now a man when you move out. I discovered that parents sometimes just do stuff to piss you off so that you can find your own place. Maybe your parents haven't done such. Otherwise, enjoy the pod.
Yeah, I don't know. I agree. Even for me, symbol moving out was very important to me as like a step in my manhood or my adulthood. But the thing about symbolism, you have to be careful that it's not like empty symbolism. Like you have to make sure you're not just doing it as something tick off the box. Yeah, you have to make sure that it means something, or that it's worth it, or that
It's important as well.
yeah, like long term. Because for me now, for example, I live in Bugolobi. I also work in Bugolobi. My house is 5 minutes from where I work. Now I shoot in Bugolobi. Like, if I'm gonna move, I want to move somewhere
In Bugolobi.
or like close by. And
Yeah.
a lot of the options weren't the greatest in this area. And would it be worth it? I'm not sure that right now that it's worth it, unless I have to do it. Like unless maybe I'm trying to start a family,
Yeah.
or you know what I mean. Like until it comes to a point where like I extremely need to be out of the house. Also, another thing is my parents they're out of the house maybe
Never
3 weeks out
around,
of the
yeah.
month. Yeah. So I'm in the house by myself most of the time. It just doesn't make sense. But I agree. I was the same way. You heard me. It's recorded, bro. Like I was determined to move out.
If you go back to like MJP-52 around,
Yeah, I was
all
determined.
of us were determined, bro. But now,
Determined. I still think about that house sometimes, man. But like, also I see some of the places that people have moved into. I'm like, nah, I can
Not
get into a
you,
nicer place.
though.
for
Yeah.
sure.
No, but also the way things played out.
Yeah.
No, things played out in such a way that, listen, whatever you believe in, the universe, God, what? You were not meant to move into that house at that time. Like, it was a series of events that were like, no.
Nah, not
Had your plans, and also the universe had its
Yeah.
own.
valid.
Yeah.
Valid.
So, YouTube Mobster here. About those girls that Sido mentioned from Terrace, I suspect that there's a trick they used to get their drinks paid for by strangers. Happened to me there once. I didn't pay, but they tried playing victim after a guy allegedly failed to pay for their drinks. Stay safe out there.
I know what the story is. Yeah,
But the guy
but this is
who
different.
didn't pay.
That guy is just a weird guy. Had stories about him
yeah.
as
It
well.
wasn't on the
yesterday.
chicks, it was on a guy.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a guy. But I also know what you're saying though. So yeah.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about having potential babes or partners in case you want something serious? Like your friends, but at any time you could just shoot your shot. As in?
Because I've learned on this pod, the way I use the term friend is different from these guys. So I've decided to use it the way these guys do, and I agree.
I.e. the real meaning of friendship.
Friends have to be platonic.
Yeah, it's not kawa.
It's on cover.
It's not kawa.
Not kawa, man.
Man, I can't let my boys see me in love. These guys have mob jokes.
Yeah, I'll tell you when you'll know you're truly in love, bro. When you don't care, man.
Yeah.
When
yeah.
they cook you and you're also like,
Ah.
man, yeah, bro. That's how you know you're in love,
So,
bro.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm typing this on the 22nd of May. And yay, Kanye just said he's done with the anti-Semitic business. You guys, do you guys think he's for real, or in a week he'll be back on that stuff?
Yeah, I'd say don't hold
Do
your
not-
breath
yeah.
when it comes to Kanye West.
Kanye he's a different breed.
Let him do what he wants. Just listen to every album until Donda.
Yeah.
After that, just
Chill.
leave him be, man. Leave him be.
Have you ever thought about how the international views could be some of us using VPNs?
I'm dying, bro. I had
Why
never
would you
thought
use a
of that.
VPN for YouTube,
never
guys?
I had
about
never
that.
thought of that. That's very possible, bro. And shout out to you, man, if you're using a VPN.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do, man.
Yeah.
It looks, regardless, it looks good on us.
It looks
man.
good for us when we are
Yeah.
compiling our analytics.
If all of you want to use VPN,
Giving interna.
Yeah, literally.
Anyway.
Why are you guys from Kazakhstan?
Man. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
As someone who has lived in Kenya, seen and interacted with the different cultures, one thing they have in unison is passion. And I strongly believe that if we civilians evacuate Uganda for only 72 hours and let the Kenyans step in, by the time we get back, our politicians will be moving correct.
Interesting.
I don't know if Kenyan politicians move correct themselves. That's the other thing.
I don't know if it's based on like politics. For me, it's just the people, like a people thing.
The culture, for sure.
Yeah,
the culture is different, but like I don't know if it breeds honest politicians, regardless.
Yeah.
Because from what we hear, there are
That was on
politicians,
Nation.
and that was not too far apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Let's end on a dilemma of some sort.
all right.
Is this a dilemma? Anyway. Firstly, please respond on the main pod. I'm a broke student, I beg.
Fair enough. This is for you, man. This is for
Now,
you.
just wondering what you guys think about this. I recently saw something on an Instagram story where someone said that marriage is something too serious and important to get into basing on love. Please note that they didn't say basing only on love. They said basing on love. Maybe I'm thinking too deep, but I feel like there's a difference. Anyway, thoughts?
Interesting. That's a comprehension thing.
Okay, so I disagree with the Instagram post, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think love is extremely important, bro. Anything that you want to do long term, anything that you want to like, because I feel like marriage is one of those things, like it's such like it marks a beginning of a stage of your life. A lot of people spend more time with their partners than they do by themselves.
True.
So I think
Can
that
I have a small interlude because I've remembered there's actually another submission from someone else that's kind of correlated.
okay, go ahead.
It says people should stop preparing for weddings and actually prepare for marriage. It's hard to see people happy during the preparation and the wedding, then after a year or two, I'm catching wind of separation looming over the marriage. Men should learn how to be husbands and women should learn how to be wives.
Actually, I remember this thing. I saw this thing, and this I think it was a chick. She was saying that men are not taught to be husbands, but women are grown up
To
Being-
wives.
yes.
taught to be wives.
Men are taught to look for wives. They're not taught how to look for husbands. Like, men are taught to look for wives. They're not taught how to be husbands.
Okay. Because you
Like,
said how to look for husbands. I
My
was like,
bad,
hey,
my
yo.
bad. Pause. But they're taught how to look for wives. They're not taught how to be husbands. Because I can say the earliest I had something like, is this what you'll do in your husband's house? I was like 11. At 11, were they asking you how you behave in your wife's house? You get and go, hey, So for you, you don't know that when people eat, you're supposed to clear the table and wash the dishes. I was like 11. Is this how you behave in your husband's house? So imagine.
Literally, those words have never been said to me.
You get.
Is that how you going to treat your wife? Is that what you will do when you have a wife?
You
Been
get.
said to me, I won't lie.
Yeah.
But not at 11, of course. Okay.
So if from 10, 11, these formative years, there's such a major emphasis put on the respect and the treatment you ought to give your husband, while the person the other side is not being cooked.
Yeah.
I hear it.
Valid.
Yeah.
As the Christians say, an iko yoking.
That's facts. That's facts.
Nah, fair enough.
Yeah.
You're cooking.
Yeah, man.
To answer both, I'll agree with Melvin because it's guys. Of course, we have societies and cultures where partners were chosen for people. Love was not really a thing, but the compound I see is also because they're in each other's space, they learn to love each other. Yeah. So let's not think that love doesn't count, guys. If you're going to live with someone for 30 plus years, and you don't love
is
them,
the goal, bro.
you don't love them.
Love is the
I thought
glue.
of it when I saw the submission. I thought of it like in confined spaces, like you know how we made friends like in boarding school or secondary school, whatever, and you meet someone and bro, you're confined in the same space with someone, so you're forced to live with this person, and then you grow to love them. I mean, it doesn't always work out because there's a bunch of people you're confined with.
Yeah.
But for the ones it worked out with, you now love these people 10 plus years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely agree, man.
Yeah.
I agree.
And people always say that like love is a choice. So
Yes.
I feel like if you can't love the person, that's also a choice, bro. Like you might have to be a bit deliberate about not loving them, unless they're doing something crazy to you. Unless they're really treating you poorly. If the person is a decent human being and you guys get along, it's easier to choose to love them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I just think love is extremely important, bro. Like
I agree.
Agreed, it's not the only thing that matters, but it's extremely
It is
important.
really important.
Yeah.
Don't take it for granted and think other things should come. Well, I mean, not before that, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
They should come with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, I agree with everything they've said. Like, I think it's not the only thing that's relevant, but it has to be there. But it shouldn't be the only thing there.
Agreed.
Like, compatibility might be just as important as love.
Facts.
Now, this is a real dilemma I thought I was giving.
Okay.
Hey, guys, I've realized I don't have boundaries with my male friends, which I'm now saying is problematic. We are all friendly with each other, but I know it can rub their significant others the wrong way. I also don't want to be the one with 9,000 besties. How do I keep it friendly? Mind you, we aren't sleeping with each other or anything. We're just very free with each other and affectionate. Solely because I am single and just have no boundaries. But I know it scares away potential suitors because of how close I am to my male friends. Even though the suitors know nothing is going on.
Yeah.
How do they know that?
Why
Why does she even think that they know that?
What are the signs of nothing is going on?
We
It's
don't
very
know that.
dangerous to not have boundaries, especially if that's the direction you're going to go.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot have them. That's
Wait,
fine.
what are boundaries?
From what she's saying,
In this instance of friendship, like
because she's saying they are very free with each other. So
affectionate.
I guess the things they do, the way they carry themselves, from the outside can seem like questionable to someone who is trying to talk to you in that way.
Guys,
So that can vary from person to person, but I think they are universal things. Like, yo, why am I going to a place and you're running up and jumping on me to greet me?
Can your female friends rob you? Like, can they dance on you?
Sydney said yes, me no.
I mean, going with your version of friends.
Wendy, what do you say no, eh?
If they are doing that, we are trying to fuck.
That's a lack of boundaries.
Yeah,
Guys, let
if
me
it's your
say-
version of friends, no.
For the past few months, listening to you all guys, there is something which has changed in me. Nowadays, like, if I see a guy with a chick, I'm actually forced to ask them. If I'm interested in that chick, I'm actually forced to ask them
you,
whether
is this
there's
your
a- they are
girlfriend
couple.
or is this your... Yeah, it's
Oh,
important.
because your earlier assumption would have been they're a couple.
Automatic.
Yeah, because like seeing them together
Mm.
and the way the chemistry is around them,
You'd assume they were a couple.
they're a couple. So
Melvin, yay! Changing lives one at a go.
One win for us, one win for us.
I go to them and I'm like, are you guys a couple?
Yeah.
And then they say no.
If they are not,
Yeah, do you mind if I talk to her? Do you
So,
mind
for
if I, like,
Wendy, where do you pick balls from?
this guy is like one of those guys in a tennis
got
game.
two
You know those
iron
those who run
balls
across the
swinging.
tennis game, pitching balls,
I
bro.
got 2 pendulums.
Guys are
I,
caddy.
can, I can tell you that Melvin is the type of guy they sent in to get Osama.
Wendy,
I'm sorry, not to Melvin. Wendy.
the bravest.
Like-
Team 6.
The bravest.
He was dead.
Bravest. Wendy, wow. Wendy, if I had an eighth of what you have, the things I would have done in this life, crazy.
Can I tell you something? Yeah? One thing I hate the most is regretting not doing something. I would
Really?
rather
I
I
feel
would rather
you.
feel bad about
you
someone,
failed.
failing, about someone blasting me, or be like, bro, take a hike, than me being like, what
I didn't try
would
it.
she like?
Have said.
Exactly, yeah.
I feel
Now,
you.
for me, the one thing that kills me is failing. So I'd rather just not.
I'm not trying to do that.
You need to borrow a leaf from
Yeah,
this
yeah.
guy.
I clearly Wendy needs to be my mentor.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh, but I like that. I like that we've shifted your perception.
Yeah.
That people can just be cool and have chemistry, but they're just friends. Yeah.
What was the question?
So
The question
this chick
was
and
the
her
boundaries.
lack of
Yeah.
boundaries and affection and more male besties
My
and
favorite thing about people like this is
their
that they already-
self-awareness.
Yes, they already cleared that first step. They're aware of the problem, and they know what they need to do. It takes effort to draw those boundaries, and it takes like voicing it, bro. You might actually need to say to the homies like, "Yo, you can't be lifting me up when you hug me," because guys are going to think that we're together, or your girlfriend is going to feel away,
Yeah.
or like.
Or my boyfriend's gonna.
Yeah,
feel
like
that.
let's just be buddies, bro. Like it doesn't have to be weird like that. And if you lose those friendships, then you know that it wasn't just friendship.
It wasn't just friend. Yeah, true.
But also, sometimes people get so comfortable when they are both single. You get so comfortable in doing things like which
Wendy,
shouldn't have
I
done,
can tell you
which are
this.
repelling other guys. who
Wendy,
have
I can
been
tell you this: if
gravitate-
you're
gravitating
both
towards
single
you.
and you genuinely have no sexual interest in each other, you're still going to have boundaries.
Casper, okay, let me say you're single. Melvin is single. The way you hang around each other, it may be different. Understand?
I want
You
to
guys
know
may not
our
be-
boundaries are actually quite concrete.
You guys may not
Yeah.
be actively looking for someone to be looking at you or trying to walk up to you and ask you out. But the fact that you're comfortably single, you may not think about that.
So let me ask,
It may be
genuine.
your chemistry is the one that is keeping guys away from.
No, you know what?
All
I'm
girls away
tempted
from
to agree with him because
Yeah.
while you guys have your dynamic and you know it,
Yes, other people
the
might
general
not.
perception
That's true.
is not that.
That's true.
Yeah, and this person is talking from a place of, girls, we know we are cool. We have no sexual interactions, blah 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 blah. But it
We're
has
not
drawn away
touchy-feely,
potential suitors because of the way people like.
Probably.
Wendy has told you back in the day that was his perception. That's the average perception
Human
in the
beings,
world, bro.
yeah.
You get so like in the end. At some point, you might have to release these things if that's what you're looking for. If not, please proceed.
But maybe you also want now, you only want to be approached by guys like the Wendy's, bro. Well, when you come regardless and ask,
Regardless.
like,
Are you guys
you're like,
friends?
are you guys
Guys,
just
yeah.
buddies? Like, it's your
Yeah,
thing?
without a basket.
And also, but a lot of guys even do it the other way, like, because I think it's more common instead of a guy
That's a
doing
funny
fake.
thing. Shoot your shot without a
the
basket.
difference between how Wendy does it and how other guys do it.
He comes with his own basket in the bag. He comes with, oh,
This
there's
guy,
no basket.
he's
There's
shooting
only
it
That's all
one
this
into
basket.
thing.
the
That's all
ocean,
this
bro.
thing for
You
me,
just
man.
throw.
Yeah.
That's actually closer.
Yes, I mean, his fingers crossed.
I think
He
a lot
comes
of
with a basket.
what I experience being out with women who are just my friends, a lot of guys will come to you
Yeah,
and ask you, yo, man, is this your babe? Or
yeah.
you guys
Most
just
guys will do
chilling?"
that. Yeah, most guys will do that.
I
Yeah.
hate that thing with my whole heart and soul.
Why?
Why?
I find it super demeaning.
How?
Like, talk to me.
No.
Yeah, but I
It's
don't
not
want
like
to
that. That's
intrude
not. That's not.
type
That's not the
thing.
place
That's
where
not
it's
how
from.
we work.
That's not.
No,
So ideally,
like,
let me
why
tell
are
you
you?
from
No,
a,
no, no.
respect for
You
the
want
guy.
to know about me.
Yeah. Why are you asking
Where's
my
in the
body?
guy?
no. Let me
Talk to me.
So let me explain
The
from
guy
a
may
guy's
become will get
perspective.
physical.
Let me explain it to you
I'm
from a
trying
guy's
to talk to you.
perspective. Yeah. I've found you in the bar. You're with Melvin. We are chilling. I know Melvin. Before I ask you, I'm going to ask him because if you guys are together, yeah, most of the times it's him I know. Because if I know you, like I already know you're single, yeah. But if I know him, I'm going to ask him like, yo, she with anyone? I'm not even asking you. I'm not saying is she with you. I'm like, yo,
Oh, good.
is she dating?
Are you sure?
Yeah, we've overcome. Is she dating?
No,
So
but
it's not like it's
It won't be enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not a demeaning thing in my head. Like when I do it, it's not a demeaning thing. It's just I know Melvin. He's the one I'm going to ask.
No, there's a time we went to a gym, and do you remember that guy?
Yes.
He walked up to Melvin to ask, is she like your person, your babe or whatever, before coming and imposing on me. Like when Melvin was like, no, she's not. Then he came and imposed on me. And I was so overwhelmed and I just let it happen, whatever. But had he come and said,
Oh, is this your boyfriend?
yeah, it was
your boyfriend.
I would have gotten the idea that this person wants to impose on me, and I'd have said yes, so that he leaves me alone.
Funny enough, I think that like men's egos are just a bit more fragile, which is what Sido is saying. Like,
Because like if
you'll find guys feeling a way about that.
yeah,
Like, I'm here with my thing. This guy can see I'm here with my thing.
and you're
Talking to
moving,
my
He's going directly to my thing like I'm not here,
like,
bro.
do you
Like,
respect me?
yeah, like it becomes a
it's
man
not
thing.
like a demeaning thing. It's
Yeah.
just because men understand the way men work.
Yeah.
So you'd rather ask the guy.
Rather go to that guy first.
Yeah.
And have you maybe truly?
Then I go to the baby and start jabbing me
Yeah.
from
It's safer also because like the worst case scenario is worse. With the guy, it can go badly.
You rather offend the
You
girl
would
than offend the
rather.
guy.
You would rather. Because what she's going to be mad, maybe she'll like pour a drink on you. She'll like scream at you. But
Yeah, they might beat
the
me.
guy,
The guy might come with 6 other guys.
yeah, he might get like anyway.
Nah, man.
Bro, let's wrap this
Let's
thing
wrap
up.
it up,
This up,
guys.
We-
This
you
is a long
overpaid.
pod. This might be
You
our longest pod,
overpaid,
bro,
yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
But we're feeling good. I told you about these chairs, man.
It's not the
Jazz.
chairs. We are all well rested. We've had a few drinks. We've done primary living examinations.
We're about to eat now.
Yeah, we're gonna eat.
The vibe is just right.
Yeah.
The vibe is just
proper,
right.
Proper.
Yeah.
So, anyways, man, thank you guys so much for watching, man. Remember to hug your dad, kiss your mom, check on your boys, text your babe. I said kiss your mom. Pick your mom.
Yeah.
Pick/kiss your mom. Check on your boys, text your babe. Yeah, man, and just take care of yourselves, man.
Yeah,
We're approaching the middle of the year. We're about to enter the 6th month. Check on your goals, man, for the year.
Yes, we're about
budgets,
to have
man.
a review.
Our
guys.
review is coming at the end of next month.
Don't let your debt to GDP ratio increase, man.
Yeah.
You get. Yeah.
Care about like
Things.
care about the decisions the government is making on your behalf, man. And that's also our duty to like keep bringing them to your attention, because like we are a generation that can avoid. We can choose distraction over the things that are actually
If
happening.
our generation
man.
had a personality to be avoidant.
Yeah, we're super avoidant as a generation, man. So yeah, man. Besides that, take care of yourselves, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Africa must unite. Peace.